Good. You know what? That's not right. I don't know how I missed that. Anyways, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome back to College Apex. I'm back. Thank you to you guys. I took a little bit of a break yesterday. I'm not even kidding you. I passed out immediately after that stream, and I did not wake up until like the evening. So I was dying. This time around, I feel much better. I have some nice cold water, and I don't think I will be as, I guess I was maybe sun-dried. Who knows? I was like a roasted tomato. Either way, welcome back to College Apex. Last chance qualifiers for some of you is the final moments of College Apex that you're ever going to get to see. I mean, heck, literally, some of these players are seniors, and most of them are coming to their end. Now, what is LCQs? We didn't really get to discuss much of it yesterday because I took that day off. Of course, there were a lot of teams that are still eligible within Octane. They basically competed in a series of brackets, 10 eliminated at a time, and now we are at semifinals. Popping on over to our scoreboard, we are in semifinals B. All right, so semifinals B will be joined by UCSC Chopped, Sac State Esports, Ferris State Crimson, Alabama, Purdue Austin Poe, CSUDH Cardinals, the Charlotte Niners, USU Goats, Gamerhawks Navy, FSU Garnet, Seminole State College of Florida, UT White, Missouri State Maroon, Carolina Blues, Utah Summit, Winthrop Garnet, University of Houston Red, SNHU Club Esports, and Campbellsville University, and SJSU Gold. Wild Panda Hoss, welcome back to the stream. Always fan of Haskell Indians Nations. By the way, Wizard, always got to represent, albeit this is the OG. The OG Alliance logo. Atmoside, talk about an 80 stream streak. We're hitting triple digits soon here. By the end of next month, you will be rocking 100 Zephyrcast streams. That's crazy. Playing a PUBG tournament right now. Oh, the PCL PUBG tournament. Best of luck. I missed Bates. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. First, by the way, kindly, Solaria Lunaris, and of course, Dreamer. Best of luck, Dreamer. And Aether, welcome back. Best of luck on your essays today, Aether, as usual. Oh, I forgot to pull up one of my chats. What am I doing? I'm a silly little goose. All right. Now, granted, Sunphobia, Ronaldo, and Period, I didn't get to see you in the other chat. Hopefully you didn't say anything. Welcome to the stream. Now, let's pop back in to our first game of the day. One prediction, though, before we go into the game. Let's get this set up here. I know you guys I love your bets, and I love you to bet. We need a good quality for finals. Haven't played one of the, oh, okay. Hold on. Over, under 6.0 quality score. There you guys go. Over, under, as usual. 5 minutes. Get your bets in. Okay, I see. So it's similar to Apex where you have to play an extended period of time to then qualify for a finals to then play in them. So heck, that's even more of a reason to good luck. I don't know exactly what the scoring is for PUBG or how lenient or bad it is, but I know you're a great player. And that's all that matters. Now, there is a couple of squads that will not be joining us today. Notably, I saw it was the Charlotte Niners. I did not catch who that secondary squad was. But, I mean, that makes it a lot easier. All right? 10 teams will move on to the last chance qualifiers match point tournament where that's right, only one team gets to qualify for our LAN in Cincinnati, Ohio. Cutoff rank is 16. Only 16 teams have points. Interesting. A little bit about the same in Apex. Apex, you get to the top 15. That's where placements start. If you die from 16th to 20th, you get 0 big fat donuts on the day. It is Gamerhawks Navy, by the way, to confirm that is the other missing team. I will point out that University of Houston Red, the Cougs, I only see the Law and Zizores. Sadly, they will be playing this one out as a duo today. I got William and Mary going all the way. Hey, William and Mary is a fantastic roster. They will be playing in the other lobby today, Ivy List, but you know what? They had a good Premier season. For those who don't know what Premier is, that's the Tier 1 of College Apex. William and Mary, maybe not the most remarkable premier season, but the times that we did get to see him in qualifiers, etc., they were pretty good. We all know that yes, me, FPS Aether, is winning LCQ. Aether, you know, if you're actually actively playing LCQs, genuinely, I would be shocked if you did not deliver a win. Hold on. I'm checking the other lobby. Because now that's got me absolutely chopped up here. Oh, I don't have access to it. All right, whatever. At some point, I'll get access to it. I wish. I'm at work. All right, never mind. Aether's good. I do know that West Virginia Wesleyan, though, is in Lobby A today. If you hear me say Lobby A and B, it's just there's 40 teams playing. Top 10 move on from each lobby. And West Virginia Wesleyan does have YMV on that roster, who, by the way, we cannot congratulate enough. She has just made it to Pro League, which is an accomplishment in itself. By the way, taking a look at our zone there, SJSU Gold better be thanking the gods of San Jose because they have the primary rotation to this zone. Usually a finish over towards the cliffside just south of them. Their only problem is they don't have a scan. They don't know. They have no idea that zone's going to finish out that way, so they may not set up for it appropriately. They're already off to that Trident, and the next closest scan for them would be at Stormcatcher, where they are going to have to run into a competition ahead. So don't bully SJSU too much. If they rotate past Cliffside, it's because they just didn't have the information to boot. UCSC chopped. Ooh. I mean, we barely get to tune in with them as SNHU, they find Houston. I mean, this is it. Tiny little tap there from Psycho. Double knock drop, and University of Houston, I don't even know how you got caught out there, but it is Devastated Coast, so fairly open. I mean, if you come in and you show up as a duo, I can't protect you, you know? Let's go Psycho, my go. Psycho is quality, and I have high expectations that SNHU are able to qualify for the top 10. A lot of these teams, I look at Missouri State Maroon, and I don't have that same level of confidence for Florida State. We'll see how they go. Did I just see a Missouri team in there? That's right. Hell yeah, man. Missouri State Maroon in command center right now, Cale McMillan. There's probably other Missouri schools. I know University of Southern, I was about to say Mississippi. God damn it. Yo, let's go Missouri. All right. McMillan, you're a fan. Granted. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot from Missouri State. I'm sorry. It's going to take a lot from Missouri State to do well today. They are a roster that has at least made it this far in the LCQs, but getting to that top 10 against other fantastic teams is going to be hard. And trust me, if you stick around and watch, you're going to see the difference. I didn't even know they had college esports like this. That's sweet. Cameron, what state are you from? That's the best introduction. What kind of college you support? I'm a Texas A&M man myself. I'm not wearing my ring. What am I doing? Got to put my Aggie ring on. Gig 'em. There it is. Carolina Blues, they'll represent the East Coast here. Ferris State, the Bulldogs, or Ferris State, California? Are we talking about the Bulldogs, Cameron? Ferris State Crimson is right here. Turbo, Pure, Mikey. They were on the other side of that equation. Did not take that fight. Is UH Manoa in here? Do you mean University of Hawaii or our friends from Houston? Because Houston just died. The Cougs just went out. Sadly, Hawaii is not participating. They just did not make it that far. Yeah, no, sorry. Hawaii was unable to qualify, at least in this side of the lobby. They might still be alive in Lobby A. All right? But at least what we're watching here today, no Hawaii. I know, big sad. But, hey, shout out to Hawaii. They did just manage to get a roster signing. They are now officially supported by an esports org. It's me, Angle, long-range drop onto the Sleep King. And you know what? My man lives up to his name. Out and dead with the fishes there, half up above. A little bit of a beam with the drill. And I'll tell you what, that hemlock is nasty. Guys, the change to the hemlock is absolutely disgusting. If you guys have had the time to take a chance with it, it's just stupid. Now, that's a revive spelled out perfectly from the scan here. Don't throw, it's me angle in half. A quick drop below and a half will represent as that Gibby is knocked here. Little bit of a shield reset. One last wingman shots. Come on, need a little bit more than that. Only 43 for don't throw. We are legitimately throwing for CSUDH Cardinal. They're on their way out. Nice Valkyrie reset. How do you get into the tournament? Edgar, you got to be a college student, and you have to have a team of other college students. Hey, Edgar could be in college, Sonophobia. By the way, Camera, thank you for the compliment. Sac State Esports, though. This is the team I think we are all expecting to place #1 today. If you've not seen Sac State, this is a squad that had a former pro built on the roster. Bofer there. Not Bofer these nuts, not Bofer these shots. It's Bofer. Just Bofer with Bass, Lyeth, and Evoke here in the heart of, well, Shipfall. We'll see how that, why did I say Shipfall? Anyways, Depot. Utah Summit stuck outside his zone. SNHU still in high school. I guess I have to get a high team to beat them. Hey, Edgar, there's high school Apex on Wednesdays. That's right, not just college Apex. I also cover high school Apex as well. If your school is willing to support, sign up at vhel.gg. That's vhel.gg. Those last chance qualifiers, you may not be able to sign up because it's so late in the year. But that is a place where high school students can compete. SJSU, we saw them on their push, and maybe they're looking for the full finish here. CSUDH Cardinals were tracked down. There ain't a bloodhound on this roster, but they are quick with it to get that knock. One last remaining member for the Toros here for CSUDH Cardinal. Bobby Hill. You know what? Some call me a Hank Hill sometimes. I don't have the accent, nor do I have the stature, but I have been confused in the past. Thank you for the follow, Bobby. SJSU had a JV team. Yeah, all semester long, they competed in PCL. Winthrop Garnet, though, they got shots. Shots from Trashy here, enough to punish, and out through the rampart wall. I think it's just a little too late. Winthrop, you can take your time. There's no real punishment for sticking around in Stormcatcher. This outside area in the east, it's a good building to play. It's going to allow you to survive at least into that top 10, but when this squad is forced to rotate out east alongside the Carolina Blues, you're going to see fireworks here. Alabama, Fair State Crimson, they are right there on that western edge. They are about to breach the Stormcatcher region. Now for Utah State, the GOATs have found Utah Summit. This is Utah University versus Utah State. We got a little Mormon on Mormon violence. I know. A causality. I mean, there's no chance you've ever seen anything like it. For Utah State, though, sounds like they've heard a little bit in Seatoad Station. That's a good ear. SNHU Club Esports, they've just put themselves back together there inside that POI. Could be looking for a full send in just a second. Now, I like Sac State's position inside this building is pretty damn good. I guarantee it's a top 5 finish for them. Granted, getting outside of that building and with these other teams setting themselves up, Sac State is separate. Evoke is waiting. A giant catcher's mitt on the outfield there. A nice revive has come through with Evoke putting in the early damage with the 99. All they're able to find is a light break onto Fishy here for the UCSC. That's Santa Cruz back to their nut building. Missouri State Maroon, we talked a little bit about them. Little HJ, the rest of this roster taking their time in Thunderwatch. They will be in zone, but at least for now, they're going to have to contest against San Jose State. It's me Angle, though, taking back shots from afar. That triple take, it makes work happen. Couple of extra beams, and I mean, they should be out of this one. That's going to be the Wraith portal to go with it. As you guys saw that early change with the Wraith, the ultimate, there it is. You're unable to see or shoot those teammates in the phase, and now that that portal's available, SJSU, they're out of it. So, little heal for It's Me Angle, and this is going to set them up for a high ground rotate into Cliffside. Missouri State Maroon, they could probably mirror them. Cameron, by the way, thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy College Apex. And by the way, guys, for all of my new viewers who are coming in for the very first time, welcome to College Apex. Welcome to the Last Chance Qualifiers. We're going to send one team to Cincinnati, Ohio to compete in the finals live in person. And right now, we've got 40 teams left alive. Semifinals will breach 10 per each lobby, and then we'll have finals next weekend to decide who is moving forward. Of course, if you have any other questions about college, whether it be a team, whether it be a state to represent, maybe how to get involved, just ask. Campbellsville University here. Purdue Austin Poe on the other side. I had dreams about Purdue Austin Poe making it all the way here, and yet they've continued to fail me in my own personal desires. Consider it greed. All I'm going to say is that a Hemlock, it doesn't care what I desire. It's going to put damage down. Shot from the other edge, though. Purdue Austin Poe is more than healthy. Couple of heals is Campbellsville University. They're getting shot out here now. It's Ferris State Crimson sliding in for a third party. Turbo, Mikey, and Pure. Yes, Cameron, the Bulldogs are here to repent. There's going to be a little bit of a Valkyrie ultimate to get the last remaining members there out of dodge. With Ferris State, they're still able to punish 2 here against Campbellsville University. And hey, Purdue Austin Poe are just fine as well. Still, for Purdue Crimson, this is tough. You got to make the climb up the hill right now, all right? Yeah, there's a couple spiders, creepy crawlies on the way, but realistically, you got to find some fighting action here. Oh, blocks the thermite by accident. That's the Gibraltar bubble, and granted, I don't think we'd be showing nades there. 47 damage found, and for Ferris State Crimson, you either win this fight against SNHU Club Esports, or you lose your chance. Pure for Ferris State, a drop of 1, and maybe the full thirst to go with it. Gonna get that beam while they can. A couple of full thirsts against Campbellsville. Now Ferris State's being rotated out the back. They are pinched. Purdue Austin Poe, you had to settle this fight. And instead, again, another knock here. It's going to be Ferris State defending both angles, sliding down to the low ground, finding a beam to go with it, a single tap of health, and you'll find the knock there. One last remaining member for the Boilermakers, and Pure, well, he'll land right on the tracks ahead. Couple of full sends from Turbo, though, are still available. You don't want to let them crawl. You don't want to let them get those knockdown shields. And that'll be it for Purdue. That's the big P, the big gilded gold out of Indiana. No chance for Purdue here. Ferris State Crimson, the Bulldogs find their bite, and they will work their way in to the edge of that southern side of zone. Does get easier, though. All right, that south side of zone's tough. It is very hard to make that climb when you got SNHU Club Esports watching you there. Now, the western side of our zone has become absolute chaos. It's like when you open, or you guys ever pick up the trash can and all the bugs come crawling out? That's the reveal of the Stormcatcher area. All right. SNHU Club Esports, one saving grace for Ferris here is that they did lose 1 on that slide to the low ground. So, they are stuck as a duo in that nut building. Schmalz, welcome. Waukees, sorry to say, no love for Purdue. Let's see how many other individuals we can get in here. I love my fan favorites in the collegiate action. I love you guys more. Nice defensive bombardment, but the dome will come out just as quickly. That's a full investment of the Nox gas grenade there from Turbo. So, we're taking a sniff of the action here. Couple of gas traps around the bend, and that breach charge only finds a purchase of 5, but woo! It is a laser here against the Toros. CSUDH Cardinal caught out of 1, and maybe Ferris State, they know this is a duo on the inside. They could send this for the full cleanup here. Bulldogs sniffing it out. I think they're happy with where they currently are at. Too much luck, you remember, caught out by the Bulldogs, and you got 49 seconds. Let's put the pressure on. 49 seconds, you either finish this fight and start to transition into zone, or you're going to be facing difficulties. That is an early bubble there from the Gibraltar. I don't think Ferris State, that's a good timing for them, but they need to finish this job. Utah State, Winthrop, several of our other Western teams, they got to figure out the puzzles ahead here, because, I mean, right in front of CSUDH Cardinal, that is a good spot to play, but making that rotate from the West alongside teams like Alabama and Utah Summit in the Carolina Blues, I called it. I said it was going to be absolute chaos here. This is Game 1, not Koryu. Welcome to Game 1, first of the day. Top 10 move on here in semifinals. Missouri State Maroon from their high ground. I like this position. It is still going to be in for next zone, and they get to capitalize on a couple of these teams. That's it for SNHU, taken out by Ferris State. Another couple of full thirsts as the Carolina Blues. It's time to move. Got to get inside zone alongside Utah State there. Couple of beams against the evac tower, and Florida State, the Seminoles, are going to hold you off. The best part is that choke is barely in, too. So the minute you try to rotate out is the minute you find yourself caught out. Carolina Blues, Alabama, roll tide. They find themselves a drop of 1, but hopefully the zone can give them what they need. Problem is, you're taking too much time here. Abysmal, Guillermo, there is no chance that they get a healthy rotate, especially racing out against the Carolina Blues. It's not much better for Carolina, but you know what? Life is life for Alabama. Sadly, we'll be rolling in the dirt there. 8 squads remaining, and yes, Carolina have survived as a duo. Missouri State Maroon, SJSU, Sac State, Utah State surprisingly made their way through. For Seminole State College, a little rotate out to the edge against Fair States. The Bulldogs are caught in the corner here. Seminole State College of Florida continuing to slowly pressure the Bulldogs back. Mr. Ranger finds it with the gas, and Turbo, you got to get that altar play when you can. Beams on the 45 is Pierce for the reset. A knock against Seminole State College of Florida. Mr. Ranger and Maui Wowie, you either commit to this or you will die. Another investment as they blast out the drone. No EMP in their future. Instead, an EMP of their own. That's the damage they need. Ferris State will meet their end at the Seminole State College of Florida. A nice altar portal play in Seminole State. They are now in the driver's seat for the final building of the day here. They have the best pull. If you're a fan of Florida, if you're a fan of the Seminoles, well, technically, don't get it confused. That's a different roster. Seminoles are still in it if you love Florida State. Carolina Blues, I don't know what I'm looking at. Evoke G, just completely, absolutely just not even competitive. One last peek into the quarter there, 72 damage, and Evoke is really looking like a terror. My man literally rotated back into the same floor. That's not, what are we doing? Had faith in Missouri State. You know what? McMillan, when I tend to say something, everything goes against me to make otherwise happen here. Missouri State are still in the action. Top 5 remaining. Is that an old line shirt? It is. Yo, 5. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Well, Missouri State Maroon, they control the high ground here above Seminole State College of Florida, and as long as they don't get kidnapped by an altar here, this is a great position to play out the rest of this game. Missouri State Maroon, they are also Sac State below them. FSU Garnet on the other side. This is the Seminoles. I can't believe how much I'm saying the word Seminoles today. Blame Florida and blame the Trail of Tears. Either way, the Seminoles are starting to move in here on the very, very edge of zone. Notably, whoever wins this high ground is very likely to win the game. It completely finishes right in front of this fence line just to the western side. I like SJSU Gold, but unless they have defense to work with and they make a good cross in the face of FSU Garnet, this is going to be a struggle, all right? Now, Sac State, though, this is looking more like a struggle bus here. Avoki and the rest of the Sac roster have finally been spotted on the stairwell. I don't know how Missouri State missed that for so long. In the end, Avoki is still dropped out, and with a couple of nades to boot, Super and the rest are going to keep peeking this out. Bass Lyeth, nowhere to go, and that is it for the Sac State roster. A team that I thought was going to finish today number 1 overall. Still, 5 games. Who up Apexing their legends right now? Flippy, you know I straight be Apexing my legend every night. I be Apexing my legend so hard, my legend don't work no more. Seminole State, Missouri State College, still stuck on each other. SJSU Gold, I like this. The Wraith Portal, that's going to give them the little advantage they need. Rip it when you see it. Rip it when you see it. Legend dysfunction, LD. It's a shame. FSU Garnet, they're going to compete for that low ground against SJSU. Meanwhile, Seminole State College of Florida, Missouri Maroon, Gibby Bubble is down. We're going to see Seminole State start to rotate first here. Missouri, they are happy to drop down on top of you. SJSU Gold, a knock on the Balvini guy, and that's going to be FSU losing 1 here in the equation. May Candy and Daxon, a portal back up to height, and the pylon is down. That is going to negate the defensive bombardments as we see them. Seminole State College, their first drop just as quickly. We'll find a double knock against Missouri as FSU Garnet could third party this. But remember, SJSU is healthy. San Jose State's JV roster is the only full health team alive. That's it for Seminole State. There's the wingman shots. And with one remaining member right alongside the portal, SJSU Gold will take game one. Congratulations to San Jose State out of California. They will take our very first game of the day. Talk about the JV roster representing Viking Cap would be proud. There's Papa from the head SJSU. Talk about it. Missouri State top 4. Holy wingman shots. Check that man's computer. I promise you, a good chunk of these guys are not good enough to be considered cheating. Just as many wingman shots as they hit is just as many as they miss. This is College Apex. You're coming into our semifinals for the last chance qualifiers. Only 20 move on between these two lobbies, and only one can qualify next weekend for the LAN in Cincinnati, Ohio. That is the stakes. When does SJSU play? Mink, I don't know. They're playing with their food right now, that's for sure. There's our scoreboard. 21 points for SJSU Gold, 14 for Seminole State College of Florida with a third place finish. Shout out to FSU Garnet, albeit their 1 KP puts them at 10 points. 10 KP for Ferris State Crimson will tie for 13 alongside Sac State, and that's your double digits. Caustic is banned going into the next game. No stinker, no stanky, no gas, nothing to choke you out of the equation here. And that, I mean, honestly, I think we can all agree is a good ban. So, no Caustic, but there are plenty of other legend picks. As you guys know, Watson just got that buff, so she's very good. I asked you guys before this game, managing our predictions over under 6.0 on the quality score. It was a 10 out of 10. It is as good as it gets. It is the height of Apex Legends here. We're talking about an over. Is this fun for you? Yeah, it is. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. All right, another prediction. Let's go with SJSU Gold. I'm going to set this one nice and easy. Maybe a soft layup for some of you. SJSU over under. Let's do 4.5 KP over under. Now, granted, our winners rarely have double duos, good games, 2 in a row, but I have faith in San Jose State. I like It's Me angle, don't throw in half. I think these guys got it. Is there an Ohio State team? Oh my gosh. We gotta make an initiative to get Ohio State a team. Every single college practically has a team. Ohio State is one of the most popular rosters in all of college, and yet they do not have a competitive Apex team. Think about that. Absolutely crazy. Well, 5 more games to go. Top 10. Top 10 will move on today. Hey, Zizma. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. All right, let's take a look at semifinal A. This is the other lobby happening simultaneously. Indiana University, that's right, the Big Hoosiers. They are currently in the lead with 31 points. William & Mary, Charlotte Green, FIU Panthers, West Virginia, Illinois State, Oklahoma, Kennesaw State Gold, NCAT, and Florida Gators are currently the top 10 in our other lobby. All right. The action is already... Is Apex the only game you follow? No. By the way, thank you for following blank. I've also covered other esports before. If you guys want to see me cover other college esports, I'm happy to do so. It's just there's so much time I spend on Apex that I'm going to find it hard-pressed to cast as much as possible. What up, Arctic Lucas? Arctic Lucas out of Davenport, Michigan. That's my main man out of the Panthers roster. You know what? I love a good Davenport. These motherfuckers won from Cliffside. What the heck? Well, remember, yeah, they won from Cliffside and they also started there. Grap, thank you for the lurk. Appreciate the support as always. Bro, we placed 11th yesterday. Rest in peace, Davenport. My love, the love of my life, DUIM Bullet Bait, Jizz Striker, Mattia, and Arctic Lucas, albeit one of those has no longer been playing. Some of the best names in College Apex no longer joining us. Can we get some prayers in chat for Davenport? I don't actually want legitimate prayers. I want some love for that roster because I just like saying their names. Now, Purdue Austin Poe, they are genuinely the probably most supported team in this lobby right now. For those who don't know the story about Purdue Austin Poe, they started in Tier 3. There are 3 tiers of College Apex. They're called Premier, Contenders, and Open. Purdue Austin Poe started in Open this season, and they have made a tear through the competition. Everybody wants to see them qualify, but we just don't know if they have the caliber. Dreamer, Balling Cat, and Forey here. Least pressured right now. SNHU Club Esports slowly sneaking up. Psycho, you gotta put your money where your mouth is. Show them that you've got the blood-curdling shots to find yourself success here. Instead, it's going to be a ream from Purdue in response. More beams out on the far end, and it's a little bit of a heal there that saves Psycho's life. Purdue Austin Poe, though, they know they have the health advantage. An EMP bubble against the Gibby there, that's going to prevent them from going for the full send, as we will see a little bit of a Psycho reset on the other side. 40 for the climb up, Octane in hand, realizing that there it is. Psycho taken away. More beams to boot. An EMP to start this one in the hooves there. That'll be Sharpie, 50 health remaining, and too much luck. Really looking like an unlucky soul there. One final tap, and sadly the EMP bubble, I would just peek it, but instead Balling Cat doesn't even have to. My man's playing outside the bubble like a chud, and that'll be it for SNHU. Congratulations to Purdue Austin Poe. If you love the Boilermakers, make some noise. Fun fact, Dreamer and Forey both speak Japanese better than English, so sometimes they calm to each other in Japanese. Wow. I did not know that. That is crazy. Yo, Yart, my tart. Thank you for the follow. You're wicked smart. They call me a rapper. Anyways, Purdue Austin Poe. Triple stack on the reset. Very low for Forey. Yo! Roselia! Thank you for the follow. Utah State, they'll be picked off by Alabama somewhere else on the map. And for Campbellsville University, take your time. Take your time. Yo, this low Kirk genuinely tough. I appreciate that. UC Irving, in semester 1, I believe, calmed mainly in Chinese, made it all the way to top 10 in finals. What? That's crazy. I need to learn more about some of these teams with their comms. Yeah, big problem for Zephyr, because I always watch from spectator mode. I don't really get to hear these teams talk very much unless it's my own tournament. So, you know, kind of weird. Campbellsville University really taking their time against this fight against Purdue. Both of these teams could rotate in, and instead, they want Purdue, and they're sitting on triple napkins. We're looking like extra napkins here in the fast food line, and realistically, you don't need that many napkins. It's not that dirty. It's not that sticky, okay? Yard, this is College Apex. If you have a question, welcome to semifinals of the last chance qualifiers. All right, top 10 teams move on to next weekend where they compete for one last chance to move on to the LAN in Cincinnati, Ohio. All right, you're taking too much time. I'm disappointed now. I'm disappointed in Purdue. I'm disappointed in Campbellsville. Start rotating the zone where we got to see the real end games deliver. Utah Summit from the University of, well, Utah here. They've got the double knock drop onto the Slugs roster, and for Santa Cruz, I can't imagine they will last for much longer. Double rampart walls out, and we got the big beams with the Hemlock here. Talk about the combo with the Encharged walls. That Rampart Hemi, that is disgusting. Get the full thirst. Get the full thirst. Get that extra KP. Confirm fishy. And this will be Santa Cruz down to just Callum remaining. Now, Sac State did not win this last game, but you guys have yet to see the aggression of this roster. This is a team that goes for kills. They go hunting for sport, all right? If they were in Africa, they would be arrested right now. 103 on the shots there. Another beam on the backside of the Catalyst wall. And Voki is not living up to my hunting, but Batsliath, a snipe out of the sky. And that will be it here. Sac State, a triple piece inside Aceto Station. Utah, Alabama, everyone else. We'll see. You should be an esports announcer. Thank you. That is my full-time job. I worked for the ALGS, or the Apex Legends Global Series. But, you know, in my spare time, I like to cover a little bit of college action. I cast the Pro League. I've been at the championships, etc. So I'm already living that dream. I've been an esports commentator for 7 years. Sac State. Yo, Levy. Don't say it like that. Hold on. Don't be processing information like that, okay? We gotta, you know, the gravity of that situation as it hangs on the situation is something that none of us want to experience. You reading me, Levy? All right? Either way, Sac State is one of the best rosters in this lobby, so you're going to hear a lot of the Sac here as we go through the rest of this game, whether you like it or not. Missouri State Maroon, they're still in it to win it. Stuck in the M5 building there outside of the Cito station. They're going to just hold on against the Santa Cruz. You go there? Yo, Levy, welcome. It's always nice to see a supporter of the rosters that we talk about. Yeah, Sac State is damn good. Every ALGS, I hear you, and it makes it 10 times better. That right there, that's the comment. That's the comment. I appreciate that, Yard. I really do. All right. Most of our teams are in it. Campbellsville, SJSU, Purdue, Austin Poe, and CSUDH Cardinal, the Toros, are currently not in zone. 11 squads have made it to our round 2, and I would be shocked if I didn't see the rest of them also show up here. Now, Santa Cruz, they just got that revive off. Missouri State Maroon has rotated out to the Pyramid building here. And at some point, we got to see this fight. We got to see them break out. It is going to be a pull towards that western end over towards Bean. For those who don't know, that little area right to the east of Mills, we like to call it Beam in Comp Apex. Alabama, Roll Tide. They happen to host the big building here in Bean. This is a chance of a lifetime for Alabama to convert to a good end game. I just died in my ranked game, but I don't care because I'm invested. We got a fan. We got a real fan. Hey, if you got a favorite team, you've got a favorite state even, let me know. Why is there no teams on a Trident with a Rampart turret? Well, that's because the skill ceiling has gone up just a little bit, FPSA there, and you know, we can't be risking that in last chance qualifiers right now. Granted, Utah Summit does have the opportunity of a lifetime. All right, they got the Trident inside the IMC Armory. They got the Rampart, a little mix and match here. Moco Coco. See how that works. Now, Campbellsville University and Purdue did inevitably switch up. One on the south side, all the way towards the north for Purdue. Don't know how that's going to work for them getting inside the zone. For CSUDH Cardinal, out from their home of checkpoint. And woo, no beam. No beam on the drone. Need to see them capitalize because that EMP is going to come through just as quickly if you go for a bad push play. The Toros may have to rotate this one back for a little bit. Thankfully, checkpoint is still in. So they will take their time. Sleep King, Goose, and Static. They got that altar port play. They got that building. And instead, they need to turn their attention to what may become Purdue Osimpo here. If they don't rotate through Seatoad Station, they could find their way around the back. Now, looking at our zone, FSU Garnet, they currently hold the God spot. We call that God Rock. It's because it's a giant rock, and it's where God came to tell his tales. Nah, I'm kidding. It's just one of the best positions for end zone. UT White and the rest, they are also there alongside Alabama. Like I said, it's that western pull. That high ground conversion for FSU Garnet could pay dividends, but we'll have to wait and see. Well, because Missouri State moved from this building, that is going to be Purdue Ossipo sliding in here. And yes, all 15 squads managed to survive to round 2. That ain't the same for round 3, all right? It's time. The calling will begin. 1 minute, 16 seconds, and that zone has declared itself to be on the western end. And you know what? It is tough. I'm trying to hold my pred spot right now, but I'm still listening. This guy, holy shit. Woo! We got cool for school in chat right now. The Cougs are a duo. I'm so sad. I'm so sad to see the Cougs as a duo. I love the Houston roster. I myself am a Texan. I'm a supporter of the Texas teams. What can I say? I lived in Houston for 12 years. They're a duo, and that's going to come back to bite them. Schmalls, be nice. Be nice, Schmalls. All right. Mythic Crate in the hands of Purdue Osimpo. Hopefully that extra firepower is going to make a difference here because Apex is not a forgiving game. I'll be back one day, Johnny. For those who don't know, Johnny used to play for University of Houston, and you know what? He was a damn good teammate. Well, for Purdue Ossipo, one last little loop, boot, and scoot here. 15 seconds, and it is time to move. University of Santa Cruz. They are just as quickly out of the picture and up towards the high ground there. Sac State is waiting. I don't think there's much else to say. CSUDH Cardinal, the Toros have found themselves underneath the building, and a couple of good cracks themselves granted because they've got someone taking residency up above. This ain't a great spot. Now, Sac State, we're seeing them control that hillside, and honestly, for Purdue and Santa Cruz, I don't think either of them are going to do too well. For CSUDH Cardinal, they're going to take to the same hill, Gibby Bubble down, and that is protection against the Seminole State College, Sheila there. Sac State, a little rotate from Purdue on one side. SJSU Gold, Santa Cruz, and everybody has to find themselves a new home. They're going to put their faith into Don't Throw. Whoa. To live up to his name there, the portal is down as Purdue will find the knock. Another to find itself present. And with one last remaining member, while yes, Purdue has faced failures of their own degree here, they're going to try to stick a revive. Santa Cruz is just quickly trying to rotate up, and they are supported by Sac State. Sac State with a triple kill against Santa Cruz for Purdue. It's not going to get much better. Sac is watching you from above, and just as quickly as you land on the low ground is just as quickly as you die. One remaining member here for the Boilermakers, and it might be Dreamer. It might be just one. No, it looks like they're done. Purdue were officially wiped out. You know, the Toros, I'm surprised to see him in Mills. Trade for trade, alter portal. Talk about knocks on the other end. Static, a full revive coming through. And again, Seminole State College as a solo here for Mr. Ranger. You got to worry about third parties. There's a full beam, and it's the Carolina Blues coming on in for some easy clues. Hotunda, welcome, hanging out. You know what, learning college, that's the best place to be. That's the only thing you need to do. Now, Seminole State College of Florida, top 3 last time around. This time, not as lucky. The Seminole State College of Florida wiped out there. And guys, the threat of Sac State is a real thing here. What's up, Sinatra? What is up, Sick by Birth? Let's go, SSC. This is the day to support them. Top 10. For those who are just joining, hello, Kayak. Top 10 move on. Bottom 10 are eliminated. We got 2 lobbies running today. Lobby A, Lobby B. Those will combine next weekend, and only one team in match point will be on their way to Cincinnati, Ohio for the last LAN of the semester. That's right. In-person competition. Me and my brother still play Apex while he's in college. Oh, shout out to familial Apex, guys. I wish I had a sibling who played video games with me. I wish I had anybody that played video games with me. Nah, I'm kidding. You guys always want to play video games, which I adore. I just also, I don't want to hold you back. I don't want to hold you guys back. 9 squads remaining as we continue to pull to that southern side. Utah State. Woo! Or, my apologies, Utah University. Let's not get them crossed or twisted. They'll find the Carolina Blues behind their rock. Problem is, you lost out on Newcastle half a mile ago, and that is going to be struggles here. Alabama, though, roll tide as they'll roll on through. And EMP will support as a Sheila peak play from Utah Summit is enough to find a knock of 1, but not enough to get the job done here. Big beams from Carolina Blues. They got their own problems on the eastern side of zone. A defensive bombardment has at least come down here, but I don't even know who that's being targeted at. That's Winthrop Garnet on that southern side. An EMP bubble. That's going to be the difference maker here. Is remember, Carolina Blues are still stuck as duos there. Sac State now trying to peek out that southern side of the water. It's going to be pressure on pressure here. I don't think this gets better for Carolina Blues. You can see Sac State shots ringing through the sideline there. I think Sac, they're going to find Winthrop and Carolina Blues if they play this one well. That rock gives them a lot of cover. UH is still alive. Top 8 for University of Houston. The Cougars are clawing their way back. Sadly, I cannot say the same for Campbellsville. Sac State, they now understand they are completely in the clear to start peaking this one even more aggressive. Bass Lyeth, his own successes here as Bofers got the missile swarm. 19 seconds to go. And remember, even if this isn't the kills to show, it is still pressure against the rest of the lobby here. Enough to find a complete knock against Winthrop Garnet. I don't know what they'll do. Alex has got one last heal in the chamber there. And for Winthrop Garnet, the full rotation ahead is one that is barred with challenges. Sac State, another missile swarm right at the end of that Gibraltar bubble. There's definitely an Aka 1. There's the defensive bombardment. And for Winthrop, there was never really a chance. And just as quickly as they find pressure there, they'll turn their attention to the Carolina Blues. FSU Garnet, the Seminoles here, now rotating to mirror just behind the likes of Sac State. Is Sac State caught out? Can they defend? Double flash found here against the Seminoles. Balvini will be knocked. Make Candy, where are you looking? Another knock against the Seminoles, and their god spot has turned into a shitty spot. Daxon, retired but still a performer, will help and secure the final moments of FSU. A little bit of ice wizard there from the Carolina Blues, and for the Seminoles, I don't think it gets much better. University of Texas, they're on the other side of the gravity cannon, and this one's gonna be a Southern finish. We're talking an SEC finale. We got UT and Alabama looking healthy here. Carolina Blues stuck as a duo. At least they got that revive, and yes, the Seminoles currently still a solo. Texas versus Alabama. Pick your favorites. For me, I gotta go Alabama. Actually, I don't know. This is tough. I hate Alabama. I hate Texas. I'm an Aggie, okay? Neither are good, but if I had to take my pick of the poison, I gotta take Alabama. All right? Guillermo, Abysmal Rights Way and Guillermo here, still in the IMC Armory, and nobody wants to be the first to peek this one out. Doesn't look like UT's doing very good, and for Alabama, they are the last full health roster in this lobby. This should be cleanup for the Roll Tide crew. They should be able to stop their way through the rest of the competition here. 44 and a beam against the Rampart wall. The Carolina Blues, the East Coast ain't looking too hot. Double knocks and, well, thermites to go as well here. Alabama, they don't have to make explosive moves. They just have to wait for you to peek incorrectly. Daxon from the Seminoles trying to make a port play happen there. Finds herself right into the face of double Rampart walls. No better, and for Daxon, her pick of the poison will be the University of Texas. Texas is a full 3. All right, Texas is all together, and you know what? The Carolina Blues will take a blast in the face of Alabama. Rights Way almost went down there, and we'll have to slowly overheal that out for University of Texas. The Rock is good, but is it phenomenal? Couple of big shots there. Ice Wizard is down. One remaining, and that will be Carolina removed from the equation. It is an SC final. SEC, Alabama versus the University of Texas here. Alabama finally diving forward into the catalyst wall, and will it protect? Flesh is found. A peek from up above. Double Dancel with the nades, and all they have to do is spray and pray. Genshin Master with a knock of 1. Another to slide and follow. And with that, University of Texas, the Longhorns will take game 2. Saw them off, baby. Saw those horns off. All right, whatever. Congratulations to the University of Texas. I can't be too biased. As much as I am an Aggie, it is what it is. Horns down. There we go, Arcs. Horns down. Saw them off. But it is still success. Still success. If anyone really wants to know, Texas A&M already qualified for the land. So you know what? They don't have to be here. I wish Newberry Red had a team to compete in this type of stuff. I wish too, man. I really do. Lemons, T23, DRT Music, Pickles, Skeptic, Rykerd. Thank you so much for the support. By the way, Big Dong, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 0, 0. I love the SEC chants, and I love the follow. Congrats, but that's right. That's right, Solari Linares. How do you get into these? This is College Apex. You got to have a college team, full credit hour students. Now, that game alone, I asked you guys, how would SJSU do over under 4.5 KP for the gold roster? They walked away with 0. Sadly, no luck there. Yo, Skeptic, making your way over from the TikTok. Thank you for the follow. Careful, careful, careful. If I lose too much over there, they might shut me down on the live. That's actually something that does occur. Either way, I still appreciate it. And if any of you do want to support the mainstream, I will always be very, very thankful. UT White 19, 7 KP, Alabama Crimson 19 as well. Both of our SEC teams finished with the same score, even though they finished first and second. It's because Alabama picked up a good chunk of KP there. Sac State with 11 KP, the most in the lobby. A nice and hearty 14 with Carolina Blues surviving to third place with 6 for 13. 6 on 6 on 6 here for FSU, Utah Summit, and Purdue Austin Poe. For your overall standings, 2 games in, we'll say goodbye to Alter. No more support. No more portal recovery. None of that pussy shit. All right, none of that. Sac State, though, 27 points here, 20 kills. They are by far the most successful team at picking up KP in our current lobby. Alabama with 12 in second place for 23, 22 for SJSU Gold, 20 on a tie for University of Texas, and the Carolina Blues, 16 on 16 for both of our Seminole colleges. And there's Ferris State, Missouri State, and Utah University. Those are your top 10, but thankfully, we've still got more games to go. We are moving on to E District for the next part of our show. Let's get a bet going here. Let's look at our player standings. You guys know I love to do this. Right now, Evoke is leading here for our KP. Let's get this one going. Who has the most in game 3? Let's go. Let's go, Evoke. Let's not do Beaufort. Let's do Ice Wizza. I respect that. And you know what? Let's do half. Half from SJSU. Maybe. Let's throw Abysmal in there too. Abysmal from Alabama. All right, guys. 5 minutes on the board. Get your predictions in. Let's jump back in to game number 3. By the way, thank you so much for the support. Welcome to College Apex. If this is your first time watching, I go live all of the time with College Apex action, also some high school Apex, also some pro stuff when I get the chance, or open, or whatever it may be. I just like to cover competitive Apex. All right, wherever there is comp Apex, that is all I like to see. If that's something that interests you, whether it be on the shorts or here on the lives, consider a follow. Consider a little bit of support. Praisey John, or Praise John, thank you for the follow. If you could get a POI or any place on the map named after you, which one would you pick? Like Zephyr Rock, for example. Oh geez, I'd like a sniper tower named after me. I want like a big tower. Now it doesn't have to be super huge, but I want like a dedicated tower of just snipers, kind of like how you would get on Kings Canyon, and it's like guaranteed sniper loot there, and it's like something Zephyr related. I think that'd be cool. Solar? Yeah, similar to Solar Array. But I always love that concept of having like very specific weapons at a certain area, and the armories have changed that, right? You just show up to a POI, if it's got snipers, you got all of them ready to go, which I think is a great change. But during the early days of Apex 2019, you had to target specific areas if you wanted to rock with a longbow, or technically longbow was heavy, but whatever. Anyways, if you had to rock with any kind of sniper, oh my gosh, triple take sniper ammo. Remember that? That was so good. Anyways, different era. Back in your days, yeah, man, Apex came out 7 years ago at this point. Think about that. I wasn't even a pro caster back then. Even crazier.
We can cruise over here.
All right. We're rocking towards... Woo! We're rocking towards that halfway point very, very quickly here. There's not a lot of time for teams to catch up if it means making the top 10. I want a big tower because of my big... Okay. EA, can we get a Schmalz check? Can we get his creator program license removed? Can we get Schmalz code? Use code Schmalz at checkout. Can we get that removed? Personally, I think this guy's looking a little sus. No. You're not making Schmalz. You're not making any money from that code anyways. Might as well get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Guys, how many people have bought Juvie with his affiliate code? All right. When is code Zephyr coming out? I've spoken to EA multiple times, and it's been pretty rough. I think that guy's AFK. I think he is too. I used his code once. Guys, if I got the Zephyr code, would you actually use it for your season passes or your purchases? All right. Leave Papa Schmalls alone. I gotta. 3x on the alternator. Jesus. What a world. Also, what a choice. I was still rocking the 1x back then. By the way, J1, thank you for the follow. Hey, J-Lou, 1 penny on the board. Talk about a flip into the water fountain, a little bit of luck on the cherry on the top. J-Lou, thank you for the cheer. I appreciate that. Help pay rent, baby. Thank you so much. That right there, I got like $700 I got to pay per month on rent. And that right there just made up 1 out of 7,000 of it. 18 squads remaining. I do remind the folks at home that there are 18 because 2 of our teams did not show up today. It is what it is. It just happens to be the state of the lobby. That is the Charlotte Niners and Gamerhawks. So that's why you see it start out a little bit smaller here. And the reason why it's 53 and not 54 is because University of Houston is stuck as a duo. CSUDH Cardinal, they could be shoring up pretty close to Houston sometime soon here, and they are lucky that they are not spotted out. Sac State, Alabama, and Seminole State College not too far away. There's the Law from University of Houston. A little bit of damage, but got to be respectful. Does not know that Sac State is lying in wait just across that bridge. They can capitalize, take you out to the back, and, well, ruin your chances of surviving like you did in Game 2 here. And for U of H, all they got to do is survive. The Cougs, their best chance of making it to the end game is survive, because I don't think they're taking fights successfully. Alabama up above there. They've got a nice line on the edge against Utah Summit. Woo! Little bit of crack off the Hemlock, and, well, the bubble will deny. If Gibby is not banned this next game, I am shocked. The Sparrow's ultimate. That'll represent here for the next take outside the bubble just as quickly. Colorful looking for the portal play, and, well, that's not enough. Double snipes from Alabama, and Shagussi. It's time to Rotussi, okay? Utah Summit are just as quickly picked apart. What is that, Bloodhound Sparrow Wraith? It's the comp that just wiped 2 against Utah. All right, that's the only thing you need to know, FPS Aether. Alabama double knocks down, and while they did not win that last game, they're feeling a lot more comfortable, okay? And that's why they're ripping this specific composition. Shagussi is way too comfortable, though. Still sticking around the energy bank. I'd be running. If it works, can't really hate. Exactly. Bass Lyeth there from Sac State is going to face a drop in the kill feed. Too much luck there, and that's Missouri finding their own success with the triple take. Got to see how that one continues to develop over time. Winthrop Garnet, they got their own shots here spared towards SNHU Club in Missouri State. Missouri State, they found the knock of 1, but SNHU Club, they're quick to rotate out of the picture. They understand just as much how it's something survivability. Santa Cruz, center of City Hall, take the podium and look for change. SJSU Gold, though, they have no interest in being a part of your governance. How good is Missouri State? They're okay. They're relatively all right. Missouri State does well some of the time. I'd say they're very, very much middle of the pack. If we have like 200 teams overall in Apex, in college Apex, they're about like number 80 or so. So better than the middle of the pack, not the complete worst, but definitely like 80 to 120, I would say. They've been doing marginally well today, though, Aspire. That's all you need to know. Guillermo, Rightsway, and Abysmal here. Again, we saw them punish inside zone, and honestly, I'd like to see them continue to get aggressive. They're one of the few teams that can do so and feel confident about it. For the Toros, last time we checked in, they were sitting on napkins. This time around, it is blue Gatorades all around. Problem is, you're right next to Sac State Esports, and whether you be on blues, whether you be on whites, whether you just choose to exist, Sac State will always look to punish. Couple of portal plays, and that might be recovery here for the Toros. Sac State, they recognize that they can't take that port. Could be lying into a trap. As a result, They're going to pull this one back towards the choke, and that's going to be the Toros probably put back together here for the rest of this game. We are pulling hard to the edge there of that northeastern side of Energy Bank. Remember, Galleria still available. If you want to take a little trip to the mall, you can find yourself some footing there. For Alabama, finally breaching to the inside of Energy Bank. Winthrop Garnet is on the other side of the door. Alex on the ready with the smoke play, and hey, even got those charged walls with the rampart. I don't even know if Alabama recognizes this, but for Alabama, they don't need to really care. They're quickly on their way out, and Winthrop Garnet, oh, they're just sitting here, pants around their ankles, and you know what? Survivability is survivability. 18 squads remaining. You got to do the best you can. Alabama, though, back to the inside. There's the ping play, and they could very well look towards Winthrop. Why am I at Blossom? What is SJSU? Why are there two teams at Blossom? I believe Shagusi, we see the squad wipe. All right, I understand. Here's the narrative. Utah University aren't able to get their revives off, can't find the reset, so they rotate all the way to the western side of zone. SJSU smells it out, and they find that final wipe there against them. Takes us to our first squad eliminated in Utah University. No luck for the Shagster. I will say, if you've ever met Shag, he stands at the right height of 6'22". So he's a monster. Maybe just not at Apex. University of Texas are winners of game one here. The Carolina Blues, East Coast versus the South. Utah State, they're presenting on that northern side. Close, but not directly in the picture. For Campbellsville University, they catch a little drop of Winthrop there, but just are quickly trying to play for a reset. Instead, Winthrop shot from Alabama, and this is why we see them struggle here. You know what? Laying with the hemlock, a full rip against the knockdown shield. Woo! Straight shots from Guillermo there, and, well, the Sparrows' ultimate is ready to push to the outside. A 45 knock against Abel Beam, and for Winthrop University, only one is left. Alabama. They could drop down to Campbellsville University, but with every piece of KP that the Roll Tide roster is picking up, they're looking more like a surefire stint into our top 10. It is going to be, we did just get a tiny peek of that zone, by the way. It is going to be pretty dominantly towards the Energy Bank area. So, if you are presenting Galleria, CSUDH Cardinal, FSU, UCSC Chopped, might be time to look for your transition in. For the SC Chopped roster, struggles. They've had a couple of games start where they've faced Knox, and even in this one, not really in zone. For Purdue, Ossipo, SNHU, and Houston, they've got just as much of an issue trying to rotate into zone. Thankfully, this is still Zone 2. We are discussing what will occur just in a little bit, a couple minutes ahead here, about a minute 30. For now, Houston will look for whatever gives them their chance of success. Couple of knocks, and Carolina Blues double find success against the UT roster. FSU Garnet, the Seminoles are just as quickly trying to punish this out. They've got the scan, and, well, there is the Watson walls from earlier here against UT that they're going to use to their advantage to slow down the Seminoles from getting a good push-off. That's actually a great play that allows them to get these resets. Thank God they did not delete UT's walls before going out there. Purdue, SJSU, several of our squads still stuck on that southern side. Utah State also looking for the building just as much here. Couple of breaks and they can hear the revive on the stairwell. Actually, no. It is just going to be the breach charge expended. Utah State, no more confident, especially with those Sheila. I mean, it's just hard. Finally, the breach to break the wall, and Utah, Carolina Blues have done such a good job of just holding back. And there's really no chance for you to get this rotate confidently when you're sitting in the corner against wall after wall of the rampart. Either way, Seminole State College begins their rotate in. They've got a lot of space in that section. You can give it about 5-6 teams. For Sac State, controlled by Santa Cruz up above, and from the Toros down below. Sac State, while they've lost one, still have a chance for revive here in Galleria, but not for long. What's up, Zephyr's chat? What's up, 704? Is that 704? 704? Either way, Alabama couple of knocks, as they will be the last defenders here of the Energy Bank, but they'll face a knock of their own. A peek from the doorway, and it's SJSU Gold who looks to hold the throne. The wingman shots aren't the best here, and, well, you're lucky they just don't have the tactical to boot. SJSU will finish off Alabama in their entirety. No chance of top 2 for this time around, but hey, the KP is still nice. Purdue Austin Poe stuck on the very edge. They got their wood, they got their spires. The defense, I don't think it'll be enough. Campbellsville University or SJSU could peak at any moment. 13 squads remaining. We've only seen 5 eliminated here. Nice scan from Seminole State College, and that will give them the information they need as our zone continues to cater towards that northwestern side. Look at these buildings, by the way. Carolina Blues, they are in the God spot. Their defense against Utah and UT might allow them to win this game. For Seminole State College, they are also in it, albeit down below. Remember, no altar means no random portals, no ability to pop up to that high ground last minute here. You do have to fight your way out, and for Seminole State College, their best bet is going to be that Wraith portal and tactical to get them out of this low ground space. Utah State just as good. A floor set up here, but a Sheila that they will fearful. Couple of beams back there in Seminole State College. They are still down below. CSUDH Cardinal on the other side here, and it's becoming quite a mess. All right, there's a lot of teams in this picture. 13 squads left. There's the Thermite as they'll go for the push into Seminole State College of Florida. 45 as they'll knock in return. Mr. Ranger, you've got to get confident. That's a Newcastle, and you need to knock before the revive come through. Portal's out for Zover, and you know what? The best you can do is just try and survive. The beams will still find their wipe against Mr. Ranger, and in the end, this is no further of an escape for anything for Seminole. I mean, just as quickly as they arrive is just as quickly as CHUDH Cardinal takes the portal for a full thirst there. Florida State now, they've got their own peek in for Daxon. It is a peek that represents major beams for her. That'll be a forced drop for the Utah State Goats, though. They now understand they've got pressure on not just the stairwell, but also the windows that will be. Florida could always look for this. Campbellsville University dying out on the southern side. USC Chop looks like they take advantage of Florida where they stand. Daxon, a last-minute portal play that will try and get Florida into the end game as our zone closes. Santa Cruz, Utah State, Carolina Blues, everybody in the same building. A couple of squads, Missouri State Maroon, honestly, they're making a good decision here. A full wipe against Purdue on the outskirts as we pop on over to Ferris State Crimson. A knock of 1 against University of Houston with one last tick. Ferris State clears out the eastern side. Good morning, small guy. Good morning. Why is everyone keyboard and mouse? It's the spectator. If the spectator showcases, if the person using spec is keyboard and mouse, they will then... Everyone else will be keyboard and mouse. Fair State Crimson and the rest there for Missouri State outside of Energy Bank just found out that they are gifted a perfect ending. We are not finishing at the building. There is a 6-team stack in the exact same area, and none of them have a spot in zone. Utah State, they finally face a knock here against Carolina Blues, and while yes, Carolina could look for this, they've only got 34 seconds. The EMP has been blasted away, so UMR can peek that. Granted, as a Newcastle, should be a little bit more respectful. I like this, though. Couple of Wraith portals, and you already know there ain't much left to stand here. Santa Cruz, they find University of Houston as a solo there, right up against the edge of the wall. Utah State never got a chance to revive, and instead, Missouri State caught out from above. It's Sac State. Beaufort with their own reset. The Newcastle coming through here. Little HJ has got them put back together, but it won't be for much longer. Castle wall on castle wall. A 45 burn up above. Not the knock they need, but Sleep King is still being stuck here in the meanwhile. The Tauros are back together. Missouri State Maroon for the full push play. Super Z, the final remaining member, as the Tauros are successful. A drill on the other side of the concrete, and there are still 8 squads remaining, even if they are rats. 23 on the beam. The Toros know they can finish off Missouri State Maroon, but they have very quickly elevated to the other side of zone. It's UH versus the Cardinals. The Law, just as quickly as the portal represents, is Super Z here, waiting with open arms. Behind the concrete, keeping it quiet. The Law has to be silent. Woo! Just barely dodging away. Santa Cruz will end Static's life and just as quickly sweep on down to send Houston packing as well. 6 teams remaining, and because of that building rotate, squads like Santa Cruz have been gifted so much control here. Carolina Blues, shout out to them. They were at least able to find themselves a spot in zone. 5 out here, as that might have been Sac State eliminated. Maybe even Ferris as well. A couple of Sheila plays as 85's on the edge of a zone. The corner for Ice Wizza is going to be a farm for him. Santa Cruz on the low, though, have found themselves safety to continue. Well, Sac State are still in it. Beaufort and Avoke on the low ground. So we got Utah State, Sac State, Carolina Blues, and UCSC Chop. Now, Carolina Blues and Santa Cruz, they've got the majority of the zone in control here. But between both Sac State and Utah, one good play could find them a nice position in zone. Sadly, defensive bombardment's not going to be a great tool here in this final end zone because it is a strict energy bank ending. The high ground is a struggle. Is UGA already qualified? I don't know. I don't know if UGA already made it. I'd have to check. I would not assume so. They had a pretty rough year. Well, Santa Cruz, they're having a rough game. Already a knock 1 against Callum. A tarnished almost also thirsted out there. No rampart walls for recovery as Sac State have taken high ground from the edge. One good push on to Santa Cruz will at least get a knock of 1. Continuing to rotate this one forward, and that could be the end. Utah State, I like them though. Taking their time, biding these exchanges. They don't need to get hyper aggressive, and as a result, they survived to the exchange here. There's a full wipe, and with one last tick, Utah State, a quick cleanup, a nice janitorial duty, and a win here in Game 3. Kind of rough. Too many teams alive, folks. You know what? Utah State earned it. GG's. Let's take a look at that scoreboard. I asked you guys as we're about to get into game here very shortly. What do you think? Over, under, most kills. Of course, for our player standings with the refresh, we reveal that this game alone, it's Ice Wizza. I can't believe it. Ice Wizza has beaten out Avoke. Congratulations. Only Jake and I bet. Well, between our Tamu friends, it's a Tamu finish, and it will be Ice Wizza instead of Avoke. Avoke, I don't even think shows up here in the discussion. Yeah, 0. Christ Seeker, thank you for the follow and thank you for the likes, guys. Let's take a look at the overall scoreboard. Sac State still in the lead, 40 points there. Alabama at 30. Nice 18 KP for them in second place. 29 for the Carolina Blues. SJSU Gold at 27. UCSC Chop 23. With their double wins, UT and Utah State. That's enough. 20 points will put them in 6 and 7. Ferris State Crimson at 19. There's FSU Garnet and Seminole State to represent both the Seminole teams. Nick, thank you for the follow. Race will be banned. That is still Gibraltar in play here. If you're a fan of the Jigibby off of this recent patch, it is still very, very good. All right, prediction time. Let's go with life. Longest living players. All right. Who lives the longest? Get your bets in. We're going to go Beaufort, currently the longest. Let's do Comp Just. Daxon. I like a good Daxon. She's a good bet. And one final one. How about No. Let's do Super Z from Missouri State Maroon. All right, 5 minutes on the board. Get your bets in. You see Lobby A? I'll see it now. Indiana University double wins and a 64-point start. The Hoosiers, remember, you need a 36-point average to make it into the top 10. They are secure. We're more than happy to already announce that Indiana University will be a part of finals this next weekend. West Virginia, William & Mary, no surprises there. Illinois State Redbirds, very capable. There's Oklahoma, NCAT from the Open, also very good in playoffs recently. UCF Rising, FIU, KSU Gold, Florida Gators, sounds about right. Charlotte Green, I don't know how many of these other ones I would have expected to do a little bit better. Maybe Purdue Gold. Full Sail Armada usually does better. UB Esports is trolling. UB is not a 1-point team. I do not know what this is right now. This is trash. Buffalo's got to turn it around. Is Missouri State still in? Yes. Missouri State, actually no, Missouri State has fallen out of the top 10. They are currently 11th. And UT, Puthi, it is the University of Texas. No Tennessee, sorry. This is the University of Texas, the Longhorns. All right. Bets are running through. One last game of E-District here before we move on to our very final map of the day. Zephyr's going to check the standings to see what that map is. It's World's Edge. We're going to Wedge. All right. So, after this game, we'll finish off the competition on Wedge, and hopefully Gibraltar will be banned for this game here. All right? I mean, the fact that Gibraltar has survived this long into it just shows how little people care. Yo! Solaria! You didn't have to do that. Come on, Solaria. Where's my Solaria? There she is. Man, you feed me well, Solaria. What the heck? Congratulations to 16s, Adhesive, Watunda, Reed, and Archangels. A couple of you are in chat right now. You've been gifted the love of Solaria just as much as Campbellsville's found some wins of their own. Knox against Sleep King here against the Toros. CSUDH Cardinal. They got that Newcastle, and you are struggling if you don't capitalize when you've got Newcastle responses. Ooh! Right through the window and into the muzzle there. The Toros lead. One remaining member here now. Campbellsville University. You're done. You're done. There ain't no surviving. There ain't no running. There ain't no living. That's it for Campbellsville. Sadly, 18. You should write on the poster like Ninja did back in 2018. What does that mean? Explain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm running out of purple. You guys love purple so much. Solaria, thank you so much. Seriously, 5 subs. 5 subs is crazy. Holy Cronus. That's right. It's not the Cronus. It's the Zen and the Strike Pack. Cam, these guys, the amount of cheating that takes place in Collegiate is absurd. All right? Every single person is currently cheating. Every single person. And honestly, it's just cheats versus cheats, okay? And if you see someone die, it's because they are worse at cheating, right? You're very aware? I know. Talk about that. There you go. By the way, Arnold, I do see your follow. Arnold 006. Thank you so much. Keyboard and mouse and ECAC is not for the weak. Gam is a true soldier. Zephyr, check Discord in your server. Let me see. Just 2 seconds. 2 seconds, guy. A little light cast. Thank you so much for the sub. Hopefully you can't hear that. What is that? What am I listening to? All right, you asked about Missouri. Here they are. Caught out by SNHU Club Esports, and really just about 60 health left remaining for the Missouri State Maroon roster. You're lucky the EMP has saved you because you lost that exchange to SNHU, and they are not leaving. All right? They've smelt and dealt the ego of the exchange. When teams find out that you're weak, that you lost that first peak, they're going to come back. All right? Missouri State Maroon, I mean, they see the drills on the other end. At some point, SNHU, they're just going to peek the other side off of the zip. Yo, what's up? I'm SHS Pojo's Esports Apex team. You cast for the amount of Kronos using that league is everyone. SH Springfield, or Springtown. I'm sorry. Either one. Shout out to the Pojo roster. I love watching Pojo. Correct. Everyone in high school Apex is cheating. In fact, everybody in ranked is cheating. Also, everyone in pubs is also cheating. If you play Apex Legends, you're also probably a cheater. It's kind of insane. It's crazy how rampant. Not me though. I'm on M&K. Oh, of course. Yo! Contunda, I'm casting, man. You gotta pass that love forward, I guess. Pass that love forward. You gifted a sub. Now you got gifted. You gotta keep that good something. Incredible. Contunda, pick a color. You're the type of guy I need to see pick a color here. Woo! And Ballin' Cat is not the type of guy I need to see die right now. Purdue Awesome Poe, get your shit together. What are we doing? Zephyr loves a little Purdue Awesome Poe. Problem is, Utah Summit is making him look like chopped liver here. The zone, it's not going to do much damage. Dreamer and Fori got to cross that distance. I like the swap. I like the switch up. Frizzy Maris, congratulations on the sub. Contunda has treated you well. All right, I need my green marker here. Does Midwestern State have an esports team? I don't know. I've never ever heard of Midwestern State. They might. They might. Here we go. Let's pop the man's name right in the middle. Ooh, that's dark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right into the center there. Big burn on the green. Talk about deep sea green. Just like his eyes. And just like the University of Hawaii. Oh, that might be why. That could be why. All right. You guys, seriously, the subs today, phenomenal. Every amount of the subs allows me to keep chasing this, keep pursuing my dream, and keep covering all of that Apex good action here. Tell you what, Ferris State Crimson and the rest of these teams, they get to pursue the chance of their dreams. Ohio is on the other side of this tunnel. Not literally, but it is everywhere. It's always been, and it always will be, Ohio. 17 squads remaining in UT White. They picked up a dub in game 2, but it doesn't look like they might survive for you. San Jose runs right past them, and Longhorns, they're going to try that twice. Missouri State University, again, pressure against SHU, and they got the standing revive on the little HJ. Too much luck. Final remaining member, and we finally get an answer to that fight. Hey, thoughts on the best ever Collegiate Apex team? CSU shockingly going out of LCQs yesterday. If you told me Colorado State was going to go out in LCQs, I would have said, well, yeah, obviously. But I would not have said they would have gone out yesterday. I would have expected at least a finals performance. Like, you're not winning. Colorado State isn't good enough to win LCQs. That's just the case. Most of these teams aren't. But you still should have made it farther. You know, the team that impresses me the most in recent years in just deliveries and developments has been Seminole State College of Florida. I've watched these guys tough it out in not just Octane, but also PCL this season. And they almost won PCL. It came down to that last game, them beating Kennesaw. And they just barely lost that fight against Kennesaw, but they were playing neck and neck the entire day. Our IGL hadn't played since playoffs. It was cooked from the start. Well, I mean, you show up like chuds, you get treated like chuds. Just how it goes, folks. Is Beaufort the same Beaufort that plays with Miles and Riley Mechanac? Yes. That is the exact same Beaufort, and it's the reason why Sac State is the #1 team in this lobby. Well, Seminole State College of Florida, I've hyped you up. Now you have to represent for the hype here. You can't leave Zephyr hanging. When I talk good, you got to get the KP. Problem is, Mr. Ranger caught out here on the zip line, and Seminole State College of Florida does not get their own separate success. So, the Toros. Oh, why are we not running? Oh, my gosh. Seminole State you're basically asking to get full wiped here. One nice drop, another peak with the 2020. Zover will find the response there as the Cardinals have the mobile shield, but they don't have the ability to cross for the full reset. Seminoles have turned this into a 2v2 exchange. I like the vert nade. There's the peak. Another flesh found. The doors are down to 1. And somehow, Seminoles have turned this one into success here. Another re-knock on the beam. And that is Seminole State College. That is how you represent a Zephyr compliment, okay? That is how you represent me appreciating you. Problem is, Santa Cruz, they heard the shots. Everyone has ears like bats, and they're just as quickly. I mean, they all they have to do is dive below and finish off this fight. Santa Cruz, though, they're not committing inside the zone, and realistically, they've kind of lost Seminoles in the sauce. There's the peak with the drone, and we'll see. Surprised no one's using the Prowler. Prowler is so OP. Prowler is insane right now. It's gonna take some time though. The patch just came through this week. It's gonna take a minute. Well, the only saving grace for the Seminole State College is, well, Utah Summit. University of Utah, they've got a nice line on the edge there, and I believe that is going to be the defensive bombardment from them. Utah quickly chugging up to the other end, and that is going to be Fishy and Callum now stuck apart. Fishy just trying to dip, dive, and dance their way through the water. Remember, this is not where our zone is finishing. And for Utah Summit, they'll turn their attention instead to the Seminole State College of Florida. A drop to the low ground from Utah Summit with one last peak play there. All they need is Colorful to drop down and finish the job. Nice burn for 50. Colorful, a knock of another. It is up again. A revive here around the bend. 20 seconds to go for Utah Summit. They are healthy. Seminole State, though, I cannot say the same. A nice escape from Zover there. Here's the problem. Utah State goats are out, ready, and waiting. I would not be surprised if Utah State finishes the job there. For University of Texas, okay, Don't Throw eventually did get that hemlock shot in. Okay, couple of, by the way, cheating. I want to make this clear. Don't Throw was cheating right there. That is a cheater. Very clear at that. Oh, shot in the buttocks there, Jenny, and that will be the end of UT. Nice full thirst from SJSU. Utah State, I don't know what we're looking at, but it is the death of Seminole State. Utah Summit right here, bubble for bubble, opting to peek play it directly. Utah State, they'll get the full wipes, but they do trade one on the low ground in Full Sail, or sorry, Seminoles from FSU. They are currently looking to pay just as much of a price, and Sac State is also mirroring this. So you've got Utah out front, Utah State, then you've got FSU, and now you've got Sac State Esports, who, by the way, clearly with that nemesis are cheating. Every single person in this lobby is cheating. And the only saving grace is that Utah did manage to rotate out towards Galleria. That's not an answer for the final zone, but still, it's survivability. Jesus, what a hard like glass. That's insane. Alabama will break that one and maybe hold out Winthrop. SNHU, Ferris State, a couple other squads still stuck inside the energy bank. I gave all these players my juice. Now, Kindly Monkey, when you say you gave these players your juice, you're going to have to explain what that means for the court. No, not the audience, the court. Sick bastard. I sadly do not know who that final remaining member was. The kill feed is broken. So that will be someone shut out. Is this a tournament? Yes. Munyon, welcome to College Apex. We're currently watching the last chance qualifiers here today. 10 teams in each of our lobby of 40 total squads will move on to combine next weekend for finals. The number one team in finals will find themselves a ticket to Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, final LAN of the season. Big prize pool. And yeah, all these teams are college. So if you got a favorite college, favorite state, someone to represent, someone to love, maybe where you went, there you go. Well, Purdue Austin Poe, they're able to dodge the nade, but maybe not the Mad Maggie ball. Fair State Crimson, all they got to do is drop back here, but instead they are split. Purdue takes advantage of this. Purdue's Dreamer there, a knock on to Pure, and as a 3v2 exchange, the heal on to Dreamer's already healthy. I mean, G7 Scout 99, Purdue, they're going to have to, whether they want to fight this or not, it's time to rotate. Sadly, the Ferris State Crimson entry from that southern side into Sac State has been taken over, and we also lost a little bit of Utah over there as well. They're right in front of Purdue. A little beam back on the Dreamer. By the way, how do you sign up for this? You need to be a 12-hour credit student. Go to College Apex and Octane Collegiate. You could sign up for a price. Granted, season is coming to its end. That'll be a next year thing. For high school Apex, vhel.gg. And honestly, if you just go to Octane, you can learn a lot about what other college leagues are available, Jay. Nine squads remaining. Sac State, they are currently the #1 teams. Salmon Mammon, thank you for the follow. Or Simone Mamone, thank you for the follow. Or Saban Maman, thank you for the follow. You know the points you're going to be updating in VHEL? I don't. Skeptic, you already followed. Skeptic, why are you refollowing? Skeptic, you unfollowed and then refollowed. You also followed up here. What are we doing? You just like hearing your name said. All right? That's okay. I'll say it 3 times. Skeptic 99, Skeptic 99, Skeptic 99. Consider me a skeptic. Alabama, Purdue, Utah State, and SNHU on that southeastern or southwestern edge with the Carolina Blues straight to the west. Those are your 5 squads that currently do not have a spot in zone. Ferris trying to take away Sac State's glorious God spot. And you know what? Bofer, he's confident. Little peek around that rock tells him, though, that it's not the best, at least peek. Atmosai, I'll say your name. There you go. Well, for Ferris State, even though they haven't gone down, this is not the best setup. Oh, no, they're at the end hall here. I thought you did. Either way, thank you. Thank you still. Ferris State Crimson, they're at least able to take 1 building. Sac State have already moved over to that next one. It's a nice beam from Ferris, but Sac State, with their Watson walls, are not going to be pressured yet. Purdue was the squad down below, and while they are in, I don't know, like the other parts of this, Alabama, SNHU, Utah State now back rotating the Carolina Blues. Little do they know they've got the goats coming through from the mountain, climbing on up here and finding full wipes against you. A bubble of an EMP play will still find Chirp with delay. Couple of drills on the other side here, and Goth is ticking from zone. Blank peeked out on the other end, and while Carolina Blues will be eliminated just as quickly, Utah State are done. That's a Florida State wipe here. Ferris State Crimson at some point got sniped out. Are there any Kentucky students here? KSU does exist, albeit they usually play on Saturdays and Sundays. In a different league. They play in a different league. That's all you need to know. I also don't know what other cities are in Kentucky. Maybe I'm going crazy. 5 squads remaining. Campbellsville University's in Kentucky. There you go. Campbellsville. What league? I believe there's the NECC College Apex League. Woo! Sac State. Couple of shots there, and I mean, it's a full wipe onto Sharpie. SNHU Club Esports, you've got the knockdown, and Bofer, pay your respects. Almost goes down there just as quickly back into their building. Ferris State Crimson stuck as a solo, but got the beacon recovery. There's some schools in Kentucky. OI, please provide, because I don't know them by heart. Campbellsville's playing today, actually, so that is a Kentucky school that might be here. Wow, Mikey never got the revive off. Drone was broken or whatever it may be. Winthrop, Garnet, Florida State, and Sac State are your final teams remaining. Now, as good as Sac State are, they still have not won a game today. You stream all Apex College games? Pretty much. I do. Unless I get sick or injured, I pretty much stream all of them. Sadly, there ain't much left. You just missed out on multiple finals this week if you're tuning into LCQs. Problem for Sac State. I want to see a win for them as much as anybody here, but they have one of the worst positions in zone. Florida and Winthrop Garnet have such better control of this final walkout. You know what? You might as well. The tick of that zone is a worthy trade if it means surviving somewhere to play. There's the Newcastle wall reset for Winthrop Garnet, and the step up for fighting. That stairwell will give Florida State the opportunity to survive for a long while. It might be Sac State dropping down just behind Winthrop here. Down to the low ground. Winthrop with their Sheilas out and ready. A knock on the Beaufort, and that is the namesake. And with a knock here against the likes of Winthrop, Florida State are the healthiest team remaining. They'll take that dub easy for the Seminoles, and that's all that you need to know. Just follow. Lonnie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to College Apex. Is this a custom? Sadly, Lucky, it is not. We are currently watching College Apex. It is a competitive league that competes for money. And right now, Florida State just won. There we go. OI has provided information about Kentucky. We've got Eastern Kentucky University, Campbellsville, and Midway. Those are the primary schools in Kentucky. All right, well, game has not started yet. Looks like we have a slight delay. Wait, like real colleges? That's right. These are actual collegiate players, real college schools. Many of which you probably have heard of, at least at some point within either your collegiate career or as a whole. Sac State, albeit not a win, still another second place, 57 points. Florida State, 37 with their dub, jump up 7 positions and will very likely have secured themselves a spot on our top 10. Remember, top 10, move on to finals. Debo, thank you for the follow, Debo. SJSU currently in third with 33. Not quite secure yet, but very close to that 36 cutoff I like to at least discuss. Alabama, Carolina Blues, Utah State, UCSC Chop, Ferris State Crimson, and Seminole State College alongside University of Texas round out our current top 10. For our last 2 games of the day, we're going to have to settle in on Wedge. World's Edge is the final place of play for these teams. Now, I did ask you guys on the prediction here. I think Sac State puts their 7, they'll win a match. You know, Arks, I think you've got a good idea there. Are they pred players or is there a ranked ceiling? There is no ranked ceiling. Some of these players are gold. Some of these players are plat. Some of these players are diamond. Some of these players have made masters. Some of these players are predator. And yes, some of these players have played in Pro League. College is insane for Apex. Remember, you got to put 60 players in a lobby. You're going to get a huge variety of skill. And because College Apex is still in its infancy, you know, it's only 3 years deep, 2-3 years deep. You know, I think Octane does a great job kind of equalizing skill. But at the end of the day, you still got guys like Future Streams and Golden or Voddery who are Pro League caliber. Pro League players currently, some of them. Future's in Pro League, Voddery's in Pro League in America. I mean, they'll wipe the competition if you're not careful. Now, that last game, I did ask you who survived the longest. It is very, very clearly going to be Daxon. 19 minutes, 50 seconds. And Beaufort did survive for just as long. Problem is, Daxon won the game. So statistically, Daxon survived longer. That's all you need to know. All right, last 2 bets of the day. Let's do a standings one. Let's do UT White. Very simple prediction. Does University of Texas White stay in the top 10? Yes, no. Gosh, we got a long one on this one. I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes on this bet. Man, I'm going to crash out Sinatra. Why are you going to crash out, Sinatra? Is it because you're in 18th right now with 5 points and you have people from Kentucky showing up asking about Kentucky and you're just not representing them well? Because, yeah, I would also crash out too. You know? Yes? There you go. That's all you need to know. Yeah, the struggle bus is real. Sadly for Campbellsville University, it ain't over yet. I say sadly. I think that's a good thing. Campbellsville University still has a chance. All right? You need to put about 30 points on the line here to get anywhere close to competitive. The cutoff is, though, currently 21. One good game for Campbellsville University, and any of our teams would put them in a top 10 finish. Let's pop on over to our other standings. Indiana University still in the lead. There's West Virginia. And yes, in one game, Kennesaw State Gold have turned it around. I don't know where Travis's Caribbean is, but he hates this. I can feel it in his blood. They are not frauds. KSU goes from the bottom of the leaderboard to the top here and will very likely now be a part of our top 10 moving on to finals. Illinois State Redbird, great play today. Also very likely secure alongside William and Mary. Second place for the Florida Gators. They were right on the cusp. That manages to turn it around for them. The cutoff in Lobby 2 is going to be a whole lot closer. There's Oklahoma, NCAT, Seneca Sting, and yes, the FIU Panthers for your top 10 currently in semifinals Lobby A. Georgia Tech Navy, University of Central Florida, Charlotte Green, Colorado University, Virginia Tech, Tennessee Tech, Purdue, Buffalo Full Sail, and SMU. They are currently struggling in the bottom 10 right now. And the cutoff, the gap, albeit it is still very, very close. Anything can happen in these last two games. You don't have a lot of time. So settle it on World's Edge or find yourself eliminated completely from the Octane Last Chance qualifier. Remember, for these players, this isn't just College Apex. This is the last chance these players have to play College Apex this year. Stage 1 is over. Stage 2 is over. Last chance qualifiers, you've only got semifinals and finals ahead here. Semifinals is 2 games to go. Finals is next weekend. And if you do not qualify during finals, you will not be in Cincinnati, Ohio, or you will very likely not be able to participate even if you are a Phil. Some of these players have gone through hundreds, if not dozens, of billions, of thousands, of at least 10 scrim days. And dual credit in high school. Could you have competed in this? I don't believe so. You have to be a registered full-time student, full-time, by the way, full-time of a college. For some of us, it's our last time ever playing College Apex. Yeah. For guys like Small Guy, this was the last chance to play College Apex for Colorado State. He's a senior. He's graduated. That's it. He will never be allowed to play College Apex ever again. He's actually getting shot later tonight. I don't know if you guys know this, but the minute you become a senior in College Apex, OY takes you outside in the back and he executes you. So, here lies Small Guy. He will die later tonight. He was pretty all right. Lucky, thank you for the follow. All right. I apologize about the delay. There was a issue with the lobby, scoreline, whatever it may be. We had to take a little bit of a break. Mad Maggie is going to be banned into this next game, and we are just about 15, 20 seconds from our next start here. Get your predictions in. I asked you guys, will UT White stay in the top 10? Right now, we've got an 8.4K spread on the line, and half of y'all think yes, half of y'all think no. That's a lot of points for a yes versus no exchange on UT. It's a 50-50. They are currently in the top 10, and one bad one could be bad. You got a reply from the big man himself. Who's the big man? Who's the big man? Am I the big man? I'm not the big man. Anti-vouch? Why is OI anti-vouching wizard? What a world. You guys ever feel the need to rip your skin off? Like you're not like, it just doesn't, especially in Texas. By the way, for those who don't know, I'm doxing myself right now. I live in Texas. I am a Texan. I've always been a Texan, except for that, like 1 year I lived in Oklahoma. I'm mostly a Texan. It's hot. It's getting hotter every single day. It's like 88 to 90 plus. I guarantee you it's 90 plus today. How hot is it here? It is currently, it's 82. We had a little bit of a little cooling. It was 88 just a day ago. Thankfully, some rain is going to come through. this Thursday. And so we will cool down. But it is abysmal. Also, I run this is another reason why I complain about the heat. I have a double PC setup in the same room. Do you know how hot it is to run 2 PCs in the exact same room? It's terrible. Also, I got a like from Dia. My life is complete. I'm taking a picture of that. I'm sending this to Dia immediately. I miss Dia. I miss my friends at ALGS. I had a lot of good friends at ALGS. All right, there you go. I sent that to Dia directly. It is currently 9:10 p.m. for Dia right now, though. He is in Spain. All right. Our penultimate game is going to be taking place on World's Edge here. The last 2 opportunities many of these players have, whether it be for the year, whether it be for their collegiate career, or whether it just be for LCQ. This is going to be the final opportunity to qualify in that top 10 to move on to finals next week. You're acting like all your ALGS friends all died? They're not dead. I will say, though, when you don't get to go to a LAN multiple times, etc., you don't get to see them, it's a huge separation, you know? And while we do have, like, a private server and we'll hang out in games sometimes occasionally, it's different. It's a completely different vibe, you know? So, not dead, just different. Also, howdy, Rise. Good to see you. None other than my friend from Arkansas State. We're going to get you to champs this upcoming year, Zephyr. Hey, that's great. Do you know if there's going to be a state for Texas High School Apex, and would you cast for it? There is. It's called TechSef. It will be hosted in May, middle of May. I will not be casting for it because I will be in Cincinnati, Ohio. Wait, you're not going to champs? How would I know if I'm going to champs? Champs is in, like, January, February of next year. What do you mean? Also, it's Japan. Do you know how expensive going to Japan is? Oh, I thought Octane? No, I will be at Cincinnati, Ohio for Octane Finals. Gotcha. Okay, but Japan it would be. By the way, shout out to the Carolina Blues against Sleep King here. This is clean and easy pickups from afar. Little scan may be available against CSUDH Cardinals. Stuck on the low ground. Static. Goose. You better hope you've separated far enough because Goose is still all the way over on the other side of zone. Never mind. I thought Goose was farther. The map lied to me. Oh, wait. No, it is Carolina Blues. Okay, this makes more sense. We got multiple teams. Something you'll see with squads here, as Campbellsville University just confused me, is because there is so limited time available, right? There's not more games ahead. You got to chase KP, right? To catch up to the other teams that are at least in that top spot, you need 20-plus point games, especially if you're Campbellsville in 18th right now. So that's why you see Campbellsville rotate all the way through Mirage up into the edge there to try and chase down Carolina Blues. And now try and stick a revive as they might be right alongside you. The zip line carries them just across here, and that's maybe not the knock, but yes, the revive just as quickly, a re-knock. Comp just will be traded out, and Ice Wizard from the other side finds it on the interior of the Catalyst wall. Another peek to the low ground as Comp will be stuck back up. One final remaining member of Campbellsville is Grindworthy. And on that low ground, you better pray you get out of Dodge. Is there a college for North Dakota? Yes, UND, University of North Dakota, does have it. And by the way, they are currently looking for master's students. Fun fact. They offer a scholarship program for grad students, and they are currently looking. So yes, there is Collegiate for North Dakota. 100%. No Viking cap. SJSU ain't dead yet. Half and don't throw are still in the picture, albeit it is actually a good trade. I thought it was a 2v2. Callum was knocked out here, so it is just Michael IP inside the climatizer. Well, the cart that will give them their safety cross there. Oh, Half just barely misses out the exchange, and they're going to have to wait. By the time, though, that they arrived at the other side of climatizer, pretty sure you will be gone. So get your full thirst, get your banners, and pull SJSU back together here on the northern side of zone. 17 teams remaining in Sac State. They're looking for their next chunk of KP ahead here. Florida State is a quality team, Daxon especially. Long-time history in women's comp, as well as CC and the rest. Daxon is not the type of player you want to step into lightly. Even Beaufort can sometimes be overtaken here as a pseudo-pro. Couple of nice snipes, 135. There's the grab lift. Maybe not for pushing, but just to get out of the picture. Daxon still waiting. Charge in hand. Ooh, just barely misses the exchange, and honestly might have to put down that charge rifle, because those two shots, that's the difference maker between Sac State dying and Sac State getting out here. Avoki, though, just as quickly as they peek back onto that plays, well, the way they find themselves to 40 health remaining, University of Houston is on that other choke, and if Sac State aren't careful, especially with all these teams rotating through Harvester, they can find themselves pinched. Okay, by the way, while I have the majority of you here in chat, Zephyr has long hair right now. I know this is a complete non sequitur. What hairstyle should I get? What do you guys think? How should I do my hair from now on? What are we thinking? How many gifted for bald? 100. No, 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. Why do you guys all want me to be bald so bad? Never mind. Why do I even ask you guys? Why do I even ask you? Reverse mohawk? That would look terrible. That was a close one. Yeah, I realized 100 subs for bald is like instantaneously purchased in like seconds. Wolf cut, there you go. All right, we got wolf cut. That's like a standard. Send me pictures, okay? Send me pictures. It's checking out actively. Get the Ronaldo Brazil haircut. It's 35% off right now. Would have been an instant get. Oh my gosh. Look it up. All right, we'll check it out later. Grow a mullet. J-Lu, I basically grow mullets until I have to get a haircut. So, low-key the Edgar. I could get the Edgar. I could perm it out. You guys want... Should I perm my hair? Also, you guys got to pick a hair dye for me. What hair dye? Because I got to get a semi-permanent or whatever, or non, you know what I mean. For the subathon. Yes, please. Gas, you want me to get the Edgar? You want me to perm it out? I'll fly you out and let me cut it. J-Lu, are you good at cutting hair? Is that if I sent it to you? Guess you'd rock it. Guys, I'd look like a goddamn doofus with the Edgar haircut. No, perms change hair texture? Yeah. I'd trust Jay to cut my hair. Also, you know Reed the Sloth? I know Reed. I've worked with Reed many a times, especially at my days during ESL. Cut and dye only. Check DMs, that's the Ronaldo? Okay. Oh, that's good. Wolf cut's cute. Kindly Monkey sent me a picture of a bald person. Okay. You guys suck. Reed's my homie. There you go. Never would I have seen Reed mentioned in the College Apex chat. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy to see him. I don't think it's that crazy to see Reed in this chat, just because I've worked with Reed so many times now. I mean, I've met Reed in person, too, so. Anyways, finally some fighting. Santa Cruz here. We talk about rotations into Harvester. The UCSC chopped roster lost their fight early against SJSU, and who knows? Might be SJS, or might be Utah State finding them out again. But remember, Utah State low, stuck behind the cart and getting shot from the Harvester side. A little bit of a breach charge. Nothing really to sustain there. And you gotta hope that straight beam of the Hemlock gets the knocks you need. Sadly, for the likes of the Chop Squad, this is now going to be Utah State turning around, dropping the defensive bombardment, and choking you out while they can. That bombardment's either going to push you back or push you forward. For Chop, that is right on the edge of zone. They do have potential zipline plays if necessary. There's the nade spam. The vert's got to be the difference maker here because Utah State, no, they are more than happy to wait you out. A nice missile swarm from Chirp there as Blank will take the burn, and Utah continues rotating this one, chasing the edge of zone. SJSU Gold. We saw their home and climatizer, and now they look for a further chilling blow here. Maybe a re-knock against Utah State, maybe a finalization against Santa Cruz. Just as quickly as you turn the corner is, well, only a crack here found for the SJSU roster. Don't throw, though. We'll still get that knock on to Chirp, but half is taken out from the other side. Utah State, now they're dealing with zone. A heal is going to be at least some kind of survivability for them. Med kits galore and peeks behind the knockdown shield. Sadly, that knocks enough to at least secure the full wipe here against SJSU. Now, Sac State Esports, they're the real benefactors of this whole exchange. They've been waiting for quite some time. I can't even see zone. That was weird. Did you guys just see that? Look at this. Where's zone? Oh my gosh, zone doesn't exist on screen. Wait, that's so freaky. I have never seen that happen before. By the way, that is a 2x on an alternator, and yes, we're going to shame them for it. Well, even though they faced the biggest struggles here, Santa Cruz actually managed to survive that entire exchange. Now, this is going to be a tree finish. There's a lot of spaces available within the tree, whether it be tree direct, the buildings out there towards the east, maybe even back up towards that backside of the train line. Hey! Kilbo Cam! I like that name. I like that name, Kilbo. Rolls off the tongue. Kilbo Cam. Thank you for the follow. The Toros here, they've been defending this fence line, which, by the way, in a lot of ways can convert into a final position for the end game. SNHU Club Esports are going to try to take this one away, and whoop, just got to barely dodge out that rolling thunder while they wait here. CSUDH Cardinal continues to be slowly pressured back on this fence, and well, those Watson walls, maybe they're too much for SNHU to push into. Instead, SNHU, they might have heard the pressure from Harvester and are just as quickly down towards the bridge to survive. Fair State Crimson stuck as a duo in the tunnel. Alabama's Roll Tide just above them here, as a trio can easily drop down and finish the exchange whenever they want. CompJust, UMR, Ice Wizard, they wanted to try to third-party this, but because of that rotate, have to turn this one around, and there's the defensive bombardment up above. Alabama, this is not them. They've been graced by the gods of that rotate, allowed to survive in this exchange, and instead, SNHU Club Esports will be finalized. Last time around, we checked, they were down below. This time, probably just sniped out. Fair State Crimson, somehow able to get a revive other side of that zone. Alabama hearing the shots from Shagusi. This is Utah University that came in on the fly path. They're able to go for the full send against the Carolina Blues, and now stuck with Alabama pushing from the other end. That guy got like... What happened to Wright's Way? Is he dead? I think Wright's Way just had a heart attack. Oh, that's so rough. That's the weirdest disconnect I think I've ever seen. Anyways, Fair State Crimson and Utah Summit are allowed to survive because Alabama just went completely still. Well, that's it for Abysmal. Yeah, Alabama. I'm pretty sure Alabama, right in our Sparrow internet, blew up. I think Alabama, they might be playing on the same internet because they both died at the exact same time. Well, hey, if it makes you feel any better, right now, Alabama is still in a fantastic spot to qualify, currently at 32 points. Surviving to 9th already has guaranteed that they're going to see at least that up to 34. And if they picked up any KP on that exchange, they're still good. And I mean, we'll say this. They're also still in zone, right? They're in tree right now. Alabama as a solo dolo. Shagusi is able to see on that rotate the final remaining member there. So for Utah Summit, maybe they're going to go for the full commit, finish the rat. and at least wipe out Abysmal. Yeah, there it is. So 9th place finish for Alabama. Slyneth, they are roommates. Do you think Springtown's good enough to make it state with pretty much only 2 players because our 3rd is bronze? I'm playing good enough, but I want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, I think SHS can make it to state. Obviously, my best piece of advice to you guys is just to play a ton of ranked together. I mean, you're in high school, you have a lot more time. Just literally, if you guys would just like spend a split just ranking up from wherever you're at to wherever you need to be, even if it's getting that gold player up, I think you guys would kill it. Just take the time and just grind. One of my favorite things to do when I was the coach of Texas A&M was just force the boys to play ranked nonstop. Because it helps calls, it helps you guys feel more confident with your play styles, it helps you develop how you push and wipe out teams, and it's going to be the difference maker for SHS to get the job done. Bro can't miss. I mean, yeah, it's a couple good Kraber shots from Sleep King. We're master proud of our teammates bronze, so without him we can't. Well, Arnold, the best thing you can do is help him though. Make a second account. I'm not like endorsing smurfing, but people do it. Let's not pretend. Make a second account and just play through bronze, and just, even if it's pubs, you know what? Even pubs, and putting him on a pedestal to help learn, and even just be like that support player for the team, whether it be Newcastle, Conduit, Lifeline, etc. Sometimes. Right now, Gibraltar. Just play. I know that you guys have serious ranked experience and you're just going to carry them, but you just need more time in the chamber, right? More time getting those comms linked out, especially with your bronze. Don't leave them behind. How's the quality today? Golden, quality's looking pretty good. Quality is looking pretty darn good. I can't believe Goose gets knocked there from Evoke, but that bad peak from CSUDH Cardinal is going to evolve into another for Sac State. One remaining member here. And why did we drop? You guys love him. I don't. Sac State, full wipes there. University of Texas, Winthrop, and Missouri State. The other 4 still stuck in the buildings. Sac State will be allowed to play the exterior entirely. I personally don't think Gibby is good. Still Conduit or Newcastle better in my opinion. I like Newcastle. I'm not going to argue with the Gibby thing. It's still undefined in rank thus far. Defensive bombardments, though, really only have a couple of great counters, and a Gibby bubble is super great. Do we have legend bans in this? Yes. Legend bans are currently active. That's why you don't see Wraith, Alter, Mad Maggie. They're all been eliminated. Sac State, sadly, on the outskirts. They don't have the life to live here on building. So, the majority of our teams lay into him. A nice 99 from Alex there, and I can't believe Bass Lyeth is still living here behind the knockdown. Finally, with one last tick of damage, that will be it for the Sac State squad. Missouri State Maroon, they are the team that controls the entire exterior of zone. Yeah, I'll say this, Arnold. You just got to get into good comms with him, and you just got to teach him. Teach him the game. And just realistically, him being there, hearing your comms more regularly and figuring out the pace of play and all these things, it's going to help you. It's going to help both of you. You bridge that gap, right? Because otherwise, you got you two, which are playing your own game, and then you got a third who's lagging behind, and you're always having to play for reset or play for revive or whatever. And you just need to get more on the same page. And then on top of that, the more you guys play together, the better. Final 3 squads remaining. Winthrop Garnet still set up on the interior there. The Catalyst wall from the other side is going to split that difference. Missouri State Maroon still watching this as UT White. They found a bit of damage, but they've taken just as much in return. There's the defensive bombardment. And there we go. A couple of shots from up above, and UT White are going to use this as an opportunity to heal it, but Winthrop Garnet are still out on that other end. Missouri State Maroon, we're playing rock for rock here to survive in the late game. That Newcastle wall for Trashy is a blessing in this final zone. Shots on shots, breaks on breaks. UT and Missouri have no way to survive here. Winthrop, I mean, they just get to capitalize with so much pressure. Missouri, once again, the opposite side of nearly the same rock as UT. Now, granted, this Newcastle wall is not perfect long-term here. The zone is beginning to pressure, but from this position, this has got to be a Winthrop dub. One last dive, smash into the EMP. Congratulations to Winthrop Garnet. Well-paced, well-played. Let the zone do the work for you and take our penultimate dub of the day. Kayak, let's answer that question. You ask who's winning. Here we go. Whoop. Sac State Esports now with 71 points, definitively above the rest. Just disgustingly. You shouldn't even say that. Disgustingly above the rest. Florida State, they're right there in second place at 38. Wow. The cutoff for this lobby is about to be absurd. Because with the final game of the day, I don't even think, even teams like UT White, USU Goats, no one is safe right now. Carolina Blues are at 37. SJSU and Alabama, they're in 4th and 5th at 36. 35 for Winthrop, and that might be enough to get these 6 in it to win it. But because our cutoff between 10th and 11th is 29, we got 28, 24, 22, and even 19, 15 for CSUH, Cardinal, and Purdue Asimpo, the chance to breach into the top 10 here is very, very close. Remember, top 10 teams move on to finals. Bottom 10 are eliminated for the semester. Charlotte Niners and Gamerhawks have already been eliminated because they did not show up today. But for teams like Missouri State Maroon, that third place finish, you're lucky you just got it. But it is still not enough to put Missouri State in the top 10 here. Well, you know what? I asked you guys, does UT White stay in the top 10? The answer was yes. They managed to finish off that game in second place. It is their second best game of the day and gets them to 33 overall. This is tough. This is tough. You know what? I like Missouri State. Let's go with the Missouri State bet. Does Missouri State make the top 10? Yes, no. 5 minutes on the board. We're about 30 seconds before we get into the final game of the day. Let's take a look at the other lobby because they have one game left as well. This one, not as close. Indiana, KSU Gold, both with double wins. William and Mary with double seconds. 3 triple place finishes for Illinois State. And West Virginia Wesleyan keeping it hot and heavy with the KP there at 41. All 5 of these teams have made it. Florida Gators, Oklahoma, they're in the next closest drop at 36 and 34. They are also very likely secured here within the top 7. NCAT, Seneca Sting, and Georgia Tech, they're the only teams that could switch it up, but if they survive in this game, the next closest is 22 at the FIU Panthers and 21 for UCF Rising. We would very likely, unless Seneca Sting and Georgia Tech just die immediately, we're only going to see maybe one team switch in Lobby A. So congratulations to Indiana, KSU, William & Mary, West Virginia, and Illinois State Redbirds. They are secured. Did Alabama make it? Bucks, right now your Roll Tide roster is currently in 5th place with 1 game to go at 36 points. They had an accidental disconnect last game. They still walked away with 4 points. And I will say, at 36, if Alabama plays a very similar game to what they've been putting out there, I think they're secure. I think Alabama has made it. They'll be on their way to finals next weekend. But realistically, guys, there's only one way to find out. Bangalore is banned, and World's Edge will represent for one final time. This might be the final time you see some of these players ever play. This might be the final time you see them play in the spring. This might be the final time you see them in general. Who knows? Who knows? Terrible comms, terrible comms. But I'll tell you what, the pressure's on. Do they get jerseys? Yes, many players get jerseys for their college. Here you go. Since we've got the time, check this out. Back when I was the coach of Texas A&M, that was my Aggie jersey. And I would wear that for game days, and I would wear that for lands and competitions. And when we won nationals, I had it. Someone sign me immediately. That's the difference maker. Getting a jersey. There you go. 9 quality is crazy. It's a darn good day. Wish it was like that when we played. Give it time, Golden. The longer that College Apex exists, the longer that we have more competitive teams participate. I will say, Bucks, you were asking about Alabama. They are likely secured. They had some great games to start the day, so I'm not super worried. Problem, because the internet failed here for 2 of them, Alabama is going to be ratting as a solo for the entirety of this game. That's right. Your Roll Tide roster, they're currently playing alone out in Thermal Station for this game. I mean, Purdue, Austin Poe, they might full send them there. I mean, it is what it is. How's the pain and suffering going, gang? Way better. Way better. I passed out immediately after yesterday's stream. I didn't wake up until the evening, and I felt $1,000,000. Gonna need 3, 1 for myself on game day, 1 to sign and give to my mom, and 1 to sign. One to sign to who? Just 1 to sign? Just to have? 1 to hang? When they ultimately retire mine? Okay, Panda. Okay. The ego is crazy, but I like it. I've got 2. Waffles. Currently, your ton team's losing right now, and I'll try to keep track as I can, but the kill feed is broken. Is Campbellsville, University of Houston, Purdue Austin Poe, CSUDH Cardinal, SNHU Club Esports, Utah University, University of California, Santa Cruz, and Missouri State, Missouri. A little break on the fuse there from Campbellsville University. This has got to be the biggest game they've ever had here if it means getting into the top 10. Today has not been a Campbellsville-worthy performance representing Kentucky. I don't think they have a chance, but they're happy to prove me wrong. CSUDH Cardinal, though, just as quickly finding another crack in the equation. And I mean, this has not been failures for Toros there. Already pulling this one back. Campbellsville, I mean, they'll shoot what they can, but both of these rosters may just give up if it gets too hot and heavy here in the exchange. A mobile shield and a rotate out towards the side. I mean, this is tough. Now, we are jumping over here because they are taking way too long in that fight. Purdue, Austin Poe, and Seminole State College of Florida also competing here. Both of these teams currently, I mean, Seminole State is in 10th right now. Currently, Purdue, Austin Poe in 16th. Back over to the Dorito building. Gets the door open. Sinatra with a crack of 1. Got to get pressure on it, but instead finds themselves locked out there. Nice missile swarm. Won't quite find him as CSUDH Cardinal are still peaking this for the fight. CSUDH will finally be wiped 1 for 1. Grind-worthy pot back here with 1 remaining member for Campbellsville University. Doesn't matter if you're sticking revive. Doesn't matter if you got health. You've only got 1 last bullet in the muzzle there. Campbellsville University will be your first team eliminated from LCQs. Seminole State College of Florida, they found that knock on to Purdue, Austin Poe, Fori, and Purdue Dreamer. They are just as well struggling in the bottom 10. Seminole State College, they're defending the top 10. That 1 KP keeps them competitive. Utah Summit, we talk about them in the bottom 10 as well. They do not want to get this catch, or actually, instead, Zover with a knock here. Seminole State College of Florida, they're doing great work to pressure Utah. There's the Gibby bubble to save Seminole, though. Trade for trade. A Mozambique against Fori, and Seminole are fighting Purdue and Utah at the same time. Shad, final remaining member for Utah. Seminole sticking revives, and it is big success for the Seminoles here in Tree. If they get that full KP, that might have just gifted them a position in the top 10. Instead, SNHU Club Esports, they'll find Missouri State completely stuck in the zip line here. 1 final remaining member, and for Missouri State Maroon, today was good, but it was not excellent. That is probably going to be Missouri State kicked out of the top 10 here, or sadly, they were 11th, so they never made it. Swifty, current member of Texas A&M Maroon, hope to see you at playoffs, whatever it may be, or if not, you know what? Former massive new prediction, lock in. Okay, let's do a new prediction. How about who wins? Let's do Sac State. Let's do FSU. Let's do Winthrop. Houston, why not? Someone else. Here you guys go. Who wins game 6? Prediction on the board. You guys got 2 minutes to get your bets in. Playoffs when? All right, very funny. Well, most of our squads in Lava Siphon. Sac State is one of those teams alongside Florida State on the other side. No, I'm actually asking. Ohio. Cincinnati, Ohio is a LAN. It's Texas A&M Maroon has, I believe, already qualified. Currently, that'll take place on May... Where is this? May 16th and 17th. Wait, no, not May 16th and 17th. I'm sorry, I got confused with either. May 2nd and 3rd. 2nd and 3rd. How's Purdue doing? Sorry, Waukee. Purdue is down to 1 rat remaining here. It is looking unlikely that they will be able to qualify. Can't go. Maddie's nursing pinning ceremony. Oh, congratulations to your fiance. My game just full crashed. Uh-oh. How's Shun doing? UT is doing pretty well today. UT has had some pretty clutch finishes, and they even made a game. Who's leading so far? Sac State University currently holds the first place position in this lobby, and they're qualified. Remember, it's top 10 move on. Not a thing. Based on what you've seen, what teams are doing bad, the GOAT will call tomorrow. Campbellsville, uncharacteristically bad today. Just did not look good. Purdue Osimpo, by the way, did make it very far during playoffs. Have had just a rough day today. Are these teams playing for Octane Finals? Yes. LCQ winner makes LAN. Top 10 moves on today to finals. Those top 10 in Lobby A and B combine next weekend, and they will form your final lobby of the semester. Sadly for Purdue Osimpo, they will not be joining us there. I love Purdue Osimpo. They had a great story this semester. Underdogs, unable to find their bite. I mean, they worked so well through the Open. They fought through contenders just so well. They didn't deserve to be in the Open. You know what? They should have played preseason qualifiers. But hey, they took a challenge. How's Utah doing? Utah Summit are still in the lobby, albeit they had a really bad fight against Seminole State College over towards Tree at the beginning of this game. They were able to get a revive. They're currently south on zone, the complete southern side. Right now in the overall scoreboard, University of Utah is 24 points. They would need to get about 33 to qualify, so they need, they need as much points as possible. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. They are not currently in the top 10, Choni. Alabama, stuck as a solo there, could be sniped out. Right now, currently in the top 5. Sadly, their teammates lost Wi-Fi before this game. For SJSU Gold, if your name is Viking Cap, here's your favorite team. Half, don't throw an It's Me angle. A defensive bombardment against the Utah State squad as they'll rush out towards streamer building. For SJSU Gold, a little too slow. Sadly, taking a look at the feed, University of Houston as a duo will be wiped out. And that is, yes, another squad eliminated from top 10 contention. I can't believe how many of our bottom 10 teams are falling early here. There are only so many left alive. I mean, Purdue's gone. Houston's gone. Campbellsville's gone. Utah's still in it. You know, Missouri's gone. I think Chopped, Utah, SNHU, and CSUDH Cardinal are the only teams in the bottom 10 that are still in it. And even that, I don't think that's correct. I think a couple of them have... No, Utah's there, CSUDH is there, SNHU is there. And did I see UCSC Chopped? Well, one last chance. I'm only looking for UCSC Chopped, and they may have already went out here, so there could be only about 3 teams eligible for a swap-up. Problem is, when you've got all of your top 10 teams still in the lobby pretty much, surviving here into a 13 squad remaining, that's tough. Placement is beginning to balloon. It's going to jump past 1 point to 2 very quickly, and suddenly, even you having a decent performance ain't enough. For SJSU, we've seen them chase out Utah State here all the way down to Grandma's house. Red X FPS. Thank you for the follow. SJSU currently held out. Chop died to SJSU. There you go. So Chopped probably not. Yeah, no, Chop did not qualify for the top 10. The only teams eligible for a top 10 switch-up are Utah Summit, CSUDH, and SNHU Club Esports. Those are the only 3 teams. Hear me out. You're my spokesman. Let him know a Swiss Army knife IGL player is ready to sign. Panda, you got to be your own spokesperson. I recommend you put together a reel, you put together your accomplishments, a resume, and you go talking. All right? That LFT section, it's going to explode over the summertime, and I think that's a big deal. University of Texas shot out by Beaufort there. Bye for 2. Sadly, Caden, that'll be it for the University. Granted, they did very well. They managed to get all the way to 7th overall, 33 points. Still, going out early with only 1 or 2 points there could come back to bite them if teams like CSUDH, heck, Utah Summit and the rest manage to survive. Still, you're fighting against Florida State, Sac State, Seminole State College, a lot of these teams that have done so well today. And honestly, I mean, they all host such a good position zone. Now, Basiliath was dropped down there, but the Revive will represent. So, no one's going out. 12 squads remaining, still very confident. CSUDH Cardinal, center of zone there. Or not center of zone, center of Lava Siphon. Ferris State Crimson, they're probably just going to rotate out into the actual buildings ahead. Probably not wrapped behind CSUDH Cardinal. A shout out to Alabama, managing to survive to the top 12. Could be able to keep this nice and rosy as a solo. Winthrop, edge of stacks here. A respawn onto Trashy. Right now, Winthrop Garnet, with their win last game, is in the top 6 overall. So, probably secured for finals. Round 3 on its close. This might be the first time we start to see these teams get competitive. Problem is, majority are already in zone. Even Utah State Goats here, very cusp on the northern side. They're not pressured to make a long exchange. Realistically, Utah Summit and their holdout against Winthrop Garnet might be the only thing we actively see here. I apologize for a little bit of that slideshow. It's the swap up of Apex. Alex will be dropped here for Winthrop, and with 2 remaining members for this roster flying on through. Actually, maybe not flying on through. Abel Beam was the only one to get out there, and Trashy will take their knock at the edge of zone. That's 1 remaining member for Winthrop in the heart. Utah Summit, that's a really nice good chunk of KP for them to pick up there, and actually, Winthrop is completely thirsted. Now remember, top 6 overall. This is a close lobby. I think they're fine, but it genuinely could be anybody's game. A northern side pull for the double stack of Florida State and the Seminole State College. You got both Seminoles rosters stuck in the same building there. Everybody's got to start to work this one up above to where we see Sac State, Carolina Blues, and plenty of these. Who want to pick up me? Top 243 pred? Well, Matt, I mean, genuinely, if you're looking for a team or you're looking to go to college, there are universities who are willing to sign and help fund your education. And if you are a consistent pred, not console, a consistent PC predator, I mean, people will make exchanges. SNHU Club Esports, at least a knock here on return. Even Utah State with triple blues should be able to get the full thirst for SNHU Club Esports, though stuck on the edge of qualification right now. Losing 1, especially Psycho, is never the place you want to be. Hit Pred last 5 season PC? Well, there you go. There you go. Yo. Kyle Petering, thank you for the follow. Daxon, I'm so washed. You're not gonna lie, Daxon, you're still alive on screen right now. Actually, no, you're not. Wait, maybe you are. Wait, no, you guys are. You're over on that side building where that defensive bombardment's landing right now. Hey, Daxon, if your team's still alive, please be quiet. Shh. Yeah. Now I know in 5 minutes, you're already dead. You're spoiling the entertainment value. Stream's on delay. Well, for Florida State, at least for now, we have a spoiler that Daxon's time is near, albeit from this position, it is pretty clear what's going to happen. Edge of zone, maybe either sniped out on that upper end or on a drop down, takes a fight against one of these closer teams on building and loses the exchange. Seminole State College, they're one of those few squads that still has to work their way in. Utah Summit stuck on the low ground, could pick up some nice KP on their way. Getting shot from up above. They'll take the grab lift, and it's hopefully for protection. This is one of those squads that needs to get into the top 10 here. A nice singularity. The black hole to pull. Beams with the hemlock aren't landing for Colorful, and instead it's the Carolina Blues. P2020's in hand, a couple of headies, and a drop of one for now. The defensive bombardment on the other side might be enough to full wipe that roster. Now remember, because the kill feed is struggling in Apex right now, yes, Utah Summit is still in it, but we might not know for how much longer. Paulo wiped out from blank, and for Utah, your best bet is to just to rat as long as you can. Final zone poll here, FSU Garnet, SJSU, Utah State, and Carolina Blues have the first pick. So people play after this lobby. They don't play tonight. Finals, I believe, is next weekend. And that'll be the top 10 from this lobby and from Lobby A, combining for a match point finish, which I think is going to be great. You guys should show up for that match point final. If you like College Apex, this is the way to go.
We can scan this area.
It's Caesar. Thank you for the follow. 8 squads remaining. Florida State currently has the ire of Utah State. We talk about that high ground. I mean, it's going to be in for just a little bit longer, but maybe not for long. Gazina, thank you for the follow. Woo. Utah State controlling this bridge and honestly could win the game from this position here. Able to at least control it for the long term. There's going to be the full wipe, though, potentially alongside them as Avoki from Sac State have rotated over towards that very same bridge. Utah State, though, from the low ground is getting knocks onto Florida State up above. That's one remaining member for the Seminoles here, stuck behind the knockdown shield. And with that drop, that'll be it for Florida State. They get caught out, not even nearby. That is a long-range finish from blank there from Utah State. So they're going to put their castle wall, albeit I think that's a little short of one. Might be Sac State. No, Sac State is stuck on the low ground. Yeah, Utah State, I would have liked to see that castle wall maybe a little later here. It's 52 seconds. And unless you've got that ult charge, I think you've kind of wasted what could have been a very dominant finish. Well, either way, couple of revives coming through. I hope that's Utah Summit because they are still in the lobby fighting for a top 10 finish here. Flesh found on a couple of these beams, and the minute you rotate out of this building, you are going to get a heavy dose of the Utah State Sheila. Little break on the crypto, and the Carolina Blues, they're on the other side of this fence line. They've got their own breach charges representing 39. Big damage to foot. And take your time, 12 seconds to go. This fence is going to play for a long time in our end zone. I don't know why Carolina Blues were peeking there. I do want to point CSUDH Cardinal. They are also another team currently in the bottom 10 that is fighting for a finish for the end game. Ice Wizard full thirsted out, and for Carolina, who all they had to do was just take their time behind the fence line, they actually face really terrible knocks. When's the solo queue tournament happening, Zeph? Mid-April. Mid-April. Well, Comp just last remaining member for Carolina. Top 6 is a good position, but this might be the opening that CSUDH needs. Send themselves to success. Well, by the way, solo queue tournament, I'm going to make that announcement in my Discord, so if you want to be a part of it, !Discord. I'm probably just going to leave it open for the full community, all right? Random Royale? That's right. It's going to be a little bit more organized. Anyways, let me cast the final game of the day. Utah State, even though I didn't like that castle wall, they've still got the rampart walls. There's the dive from the Sparrow, double jumps into the Sparrow ultimate. This has to be Sac State. A nice tick against the crypto there. We'll say goodbye to the Carolina Blues at the hands of CSUDH from behind the knockdown. One last dive of the simple Ash of SJSU. Well, probably maybe dive from the very edge of zone there. CSUDH Cardinal, they've been dodging and diving against the bombardment, and a pylon will save the day. Edge of zone for CSUDH Cardinal. They need to continue to survive. Getting the top 4 is good, but getting top 3 would be even better. Just outlasting SJSU is enough. Sac State, CSUDH with a knock of 1, and Utah State from the inside. This might have been enough. In the end, it's up to Utah State versus Sac. There's the bombardment of 1. Sac with no ultimate to boot here. Thankfully, their bubble will help protect them right in the face of a Sheila wall as well. That's reset for the Utah State Goats. Double knocks of 1. And for Utah, a final dub to round out the day. Congratulations to Utah State. They were on the cusp, but that gives them the confidence to fight their way into the top 10. Let's take a look at that final leaderboard here. Your top 10 teams moving on to the last chance qualifier finals, where they can guarantee themselves 1 spot to Cincinnati, Ohio, are as follows. In first place, Sac State Esports with 3 second place finishes and 51 KP, highest in the lobby by almost double the next closest. Utah State with double wins on the day there. Easily the most winningest roster, 58 points. There's SJSU Gold with their own win. Florida State, retired as Daxon is, still managed to get the Florida State team into the end game. 43 points. Carolina Blues, 42. Alabama, they hang on tight. Winthrop Garnet managed to qualify. And yes, jumping up from the bottom 10, CSUDH, Sleep King, Goose, and Static with 1 final game, 1 17-point game. They managed to get to the top 10. Seminole State College, they hang on. They actually jump up from 10th to 9th. And UT White is a team that just barely beats out Ferris State Crimson. Sadly, Ferris State Crimson is the team that trades with CSUDH Cardinal, and that will be Fair State, Utah Summit, Missouri State Maroon, UCSC Chopped, SNHU Club Esports, Purdue Awesome Po, Houston Red, and Campbellsville University eliminated and done for the year. We won't see them till next fall. Let's take a look at the other lobby. Your top 10 teams moving on. Kennesaw State Gold, Indiana University, West Virginia Wesleyan Kaiju, William and Mary, Oklahoma, Illinois State Red, NCAT Esports, the Florida Gators, the Seneca Sting, and at the bare end of the day, Georgia Tech Navy. I believe Georgia Tech switching alongside with the Seneca Sting with FIU Panthers and UCF Rising. A little bit of a swap there. I didn't get to quite catch it, but these are your 10 teams eliminated. FIU Panthers, UCF Rising, Charlotte Green, Virginia Tech, Purdue Gold, Colorado University, Tennessee Tech, University of Buffalo, Full Sail Armada, and the SMU Huskies. They will not be here till next 10. I'm dropping out. Screw this. Hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Congratulations to our 20 teams that are on their way to LCQ finals. That will be a match point finale with only one team qualifying for the LAN in Cincinnati, Ohio. And trust me, this is probably going to be the closest match point final we've ever seen. And if it's not Sac State Esports, I would be shocked. Albeit, no win today for Sac State. Could change it up, but we'll see how that one delivers next weekend. If you're interested, tomorrow we do have ECAC semifinals. And then, of course, throughout the week, I'll probably be back to playing a little Apex Legends. So if you want to hang out with the caster man as he tries to grind his way to Masters, maybe that's the place to be. All right. Someone find me a person with 1 viewer. Someone find me a person with 1 viewer and a camera. 1 viewer and a camera. That's what I want to see. Zach W. Keys. You know what? That's a vibe. 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I have to fix this timer. Panic Apex? He doesn't have 1 viewer. Come on. What are we talking about? Me, because I have Aura? Schmalls? I just rated Schmalls last week. Did you hear about that tiny new Apex streamer named Jinxie or something? That is pretty sweet. So can I join the grind? Played since January. Oh, we'll get people involved. Give me someone. Give me a random. I want to surprise a random chud and make their day. That's what I want to do right now. Come on. Let's make someone's day. Let's just make someone feel like they're absolutely incredible. Rhino's doing his tournament right now. How many views does Rhino have? Rhino Live? Could be nice to do something for Rhino. 30? All right, why not? Rhino, I like supporting third-party tournaments, and who knows, maybe we'll do something in the future. Let's give this man a nice little raid before he gets into game. Pleasure. Got to meet him in NOLA. He's a very nice guy. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into the LCQ semifinals. Consider a follow like Major Pooty here if you want to stay up with the action. I'll be back tomorrow for more collegiate coverage. And of course, we'll be checking out how this one solves it out over the weekend. Give Rhino some love. And of course, thank you for watching.